It's the high school football game of the week on 770 WAIS and 103.9 FM. Tonight's game is brought to you by Pidcock Glass, McFadden Insurance, Tinks Auto Trading Post, your local McDonald's, First National Bank, Little Italy Pizza in Nelsonville, Gloucester, and New Straitsville, J&K Contracting, Fred Wolf Automotive, Athens Insurance Services, Athens Automotive Keys, Rutland Bottled Gas, Tri-County Career Center, H&R Block, Holzer Health System, and Coach's Appliance Heating and Air. Let's head out to the stadium for tonight's game on 770 WAIS and 103.9 FM.
Good evening, everyone, and welcome to High School Football Playoffs. We are live from legendary Boston Field as the Nelsonville-York Buckeyes, the 6th-seeded Nelsonville-York Buckeyes, host the Union Local Jets, who got the 11th seed. I'm Andy Hundle. Joined alongside me is legendary Joe Higgins himself and Colin Williams back at the station, keeping us on the air. Joe, playoffs are finally here.
Yeah, it feels like this season has blown by, but we're excited to have the playoffs here. We're excited to have it on the airwaves, and excited to be back here at Boston Field, kind of our home away from home this season. And I'm interested to see what the Buckeyes can do in Week 1 of the playoffs after a phenomenal Week 10 victory last week against Athens.
Well, that's always the worry, right? Because obviously that big game has been circled for months. Now that that's over, you're the TVC Ohio champions. All that dust has settled. Is there a hangover?
There could be, right? Because just natural. Nelsonville-York went into this season wanting to reset expectations. That was mostly, not fully, but mostly directed at the TVC. The TVC needed to be reset, if you will, and in terms of their eyes, as far as them being the top of the mountain. They accomplished that goal. Was the reset expectations applying to playoffs? That's something that we got to see, because have they already, my point being, have they already got their work done?
Right.
Are they going to come in like playing with house money? Hey, we already did what we needed to do. It's no big deal if we don't get this one. Does that feeling creep in if they get down 7-0, 14-0, 14-7, something like that? Does that feeling get in there? That's what the Buckeyes, if they want to win tonight against what's going to be a good Union local team, they cannot let that creep in.
No, absolutely. I think you're spot on. And I had the pleasure of walking around for about 45 minutes before while both teams were warming up, and I took a bunch of pictures, and I was just feeling the atmosphere because you know me, I love this atmosphere, and I didn't get that feeling. You know, they're breaking the huddles with 1-0, because they're trying to go 1-0 right now. It's postseason, it's a different season, so they seemed very focused. They seemed set. And Union Local, I want to call them Burn Union, for their part, was doing the same thing. Now, I don't know what they were breaking it out to, but they were out there warming up all the same. So it's definitely got the making. Both teams coming in at 8-2. It has the making of a good game.
Absolutely, and I think it's going to be a good game. And you talk about the seeding. What did you say, 6-11?
Yes.
I mean, that's not really that far apart, especially when the records are 8-2. You know, it's all dependent on the schedule you've played a lot of times for these points that get you in those different seeds. So for Nelsonville-York, they cannot overlook this team. They can't be fearful of what the next round looks like and have that effect. This, I think, is where, for your Nelsonville-York, the athletic talent is there. The coaching is there. All the skill sets you need are there. The one thing that separates when you get teams, high school teams, into this setting is the mentality.
Yep.
This will be where the Buckeyes were tested tonight. What's their mentality throughout this game from the time we kick off to the time we hit 0? What's their mentality? That's going to be the key.
Right. And, I'm looking over the Union local schedule right now, and, there's a couple familiar names. Southern is down a little bit this year, but they beat them 34-20 in week 1. So they rattled off a 7-0 start to the season, the Jets did, before dropping 2 of their last 3. So what?
Just for clarification, that's not our Southern. It's not Southern Tornadoes. It's the Southern Indians. It's a different Southern.
I was not aware of that. Okay.
Just for you and our audience, just to make sure that they're aware.
No, I'm glad you clarified that. And so the 2 losses, again, in week 8 and week 10 are to St. Clairsville and Barnesville. Those are a score of 28-14 and then 55-14.
Yeah.
Both those teams went on undefeated. So it tells you a little bit the 2 losses on your schedule are teams that didn't lose a game all season.
And to your point, this team puts up numbers. Just starting back to week 9, 50 that they put up. 50 for there's another game of 48, 41, 48, 49, 42.
Yeah.
They put up points. So the Buckeyes, they hang their hat on defense. They just they just held down a good scoring Athens teams. and Nelsonville is going to have the same challenge here tonight.
Yeah, it was absolutely a good test for the playoffs. Okay, so this is the first half of the Fred Wolf Automotive pregame show. We're going to take a quick break as the band's about to play the national anthem. More of the Fred Wolf Automotive pregame show coming up on the other side of the break here on your Game of the Week on 103.9 FM WAIS.
In Nelsonville, Fred Wolf Automotive is your local solution to your automotive needs. Whether it's your first car or your last, they are here to help. People always ask, who is Fred Wolf? He was their great-great-grandpa who had a car dealership in Nelsonville in the 1950s. They thought it was fitting to bring his name and some of his entrepreneurial spirit back to life. The inventory is constantly changing, so if they do not have what you are looking for, please give them a call. Local people who love to help local people. Fred Wolf Automotive, located at 1273 Chestnut Street in Nelsonville, 614-309-1756.
Discover your future at Tri-County Career Center, where students earn industry-recognized credentials in fields like nursing, HVAC, networking, and welding. Dive into a learning experience that equips you with the job-focused skills needed to succeed in the workforce, the military, or college. Whether you're eyeing our 2-year programs or adult courses, you too can boost your earning potential. Take the first step today. Call 800-637-6508 or visit us at tricountyhightech.com. Tri-County proudly supports all student athletes.
If you're looking for a quality pre-owned vehicle, come to Tink's Auto Trading Post, located on State Route 13, just off of Route 33 and Columbus Road in Athens. With over 30 years of experience, you can trust that you will get a great deal at a great price. We also offer routine maintenance on your cars, such as brakes, oil changes, and tires. Tink's Auto Trading Post, where less overhead means less markup. Remember to think Tink for your next great car deal. Tink's Auto Trading Post, 740-594-8465, or visit us on the web at tinksautotradingpost.com.
Let's be honest. The only way you should have glass work done around the house or at your business is by a professional. And that professional is Pidcock Glass in Nelsonville. They do glass replacement, storm window and repairs, and patio door glass. They do custom glass, mirrors, plexiglass, and Lexan. They can even cut custom glass of all shapes. Call Pidcock Glass today at 740-753-4527 or stop in at 500 East Canal Street in Nelsonville. Check them out online at pidcockglass.com.
Tax season's greetings from your friends at H&R Block. Whether you choose to file virtually, in person, or via drop-off, let's make it a season worth celebrating. File your way with H&R Block and get upfront, transparent pricing, expert help at every step, and a max refund guarantee that means you'll ring in the season by getting every dollar you deserve. All tax situations are different. Not everyone gets a refund. Limitations apply. See hrblock.com/guarantees.
H&R Block at 507 Richland Avenue in the old Morrison School Building in Athens, 740-589-5403.
That man. Call the man. Call the man. Just call the man. Just call the man. You better call that man. Call the man. We'll call the man. Call the man. Why didn't you call the man? I should have called the man like you said.
Call Coach's Appliance Heating and Air to take care of your appliances along with your heating and cooling needs. Call or text Nick today at 740-594-1865. That's 740-594-1865. A family-owned business since 1986. Coach's Appliance Heating and Air. The high school game of the week on 770 WAIS, 103.9 FM, and WAISAMradio.com.
Show here on your game of the week on 103.9 FM, WAIS. We're about 4 minutes away from kickoff here. Run through our sponsors real quick. H&R Block, McFadden Insurance, Athens Insurance Services, which will be your halftime sponsor, Athens Automotive Key, your local McDonald, First National Bank, Rutland Bottle Gas, Tink's Auto Trading Post, Fred Wolf Automotive, again, your pregame sponsor, Little Italy Pizza, Holzer Health Systems, Coach's Appliance Heating and Air, and Pidcock Glass. We appreciate all that you guys do for this postseason and throughout the regular season as well. So about 3:45 away from kickoff, Joe, it's fair to say that Nelsonville-York has to play up to the same caliber that we saw last week.
Yeah, it's got to be at this point playing better and better each week. You can't have your best game be behind you. Not in the playoffs. In the playoffs, this is where now this first round is a little bit more because they've expanded it in recent years, that sort of thing. It's more like the regular season. But after what we just saw last week, that was a playoff atmosphere, so they get used to it a little bit. I think the Buckeyes will be fine here tonight, but they still got to steel themselves for what's ahead by playing this game, taking care of business. Now, we saw last week They shut themselves in the foot a few times, but they were able to overcome, but they had to win it on a last-second play.
Yeah.
I don't think they want to try to even deal with that this week. They want to come in here and take business.
Yeah, and Coach Richards kind of echoed that sentiment when he joined us on Wednesday in the Wild World of Sports. He said, he'd be okay if it ended the same way, but he hopes it's not quite as dramatic, a little easier on him, I'm sure.
All coaches do.
You spoke about the expanded playoffs a little bit. That's interesting this year as Nelsonville-York coming in as a 6 seed. Would have been playing the 3 seed Barnesville had there not been expanded playoffs, and they're 10-0, so kind of tells you a little bit. So we wouldn't be here at legendary Boston Field. We'd be on the road. But again, Nelsonville-York faithful showed up, and I will say, I don't know how far of a drive it was for Union Local, but
here.
They showed up. And again, I got here about 5:30, and half of that crowd was here before me. So they're certainly ready for some football here. Keys to the game, obviously, Nelsonville-York's defense. I think they run this bend, don't break mentality. That's my words, not theirs. It's not uncommon to see the opposition in Nelsonville-York territory, but it's more times than not, I'm putting my money, they're not letting them put points on the board, and that's fine.
Yeah. Nelsonville-York, as we said, hangs their hat on defense and what they're able to do. They've done a number of things with their high scoring. They've got a 33, a 48-point, 42, 39, 47, 39. They score high too, but their defense is where they're really coming. Look at this, Andy. 14 points against Trimble. They were shut out against Logan. Excuse me, I'm looking at the wrong zeros. Shut out Liberty Union. 7 points to River Valley. 14 points to Meigs. 14 to Wellston. 0 to Alexander. 12 to Benton County, and 14 to Athens. So they're not giving up a lot of points.
Yeah, you average that out. They're probably averaging around 2 touchdowns or just under 2 touchdowns a game, which is great for defense. The next key to the game, in my opinion, for Nelsonville-York is to get the run game going.
Yeah, I think so too, and they've got a number of players that are able to do that. When you talk about Gautier, Austin Gautier is their key back. I won't say the workhorse as much because all of them seem to be workhorses, but he probably gets the most carries, as he should. Dakota Cunningham is just that power back, but he's also got very good speed. We've seen Walker Stone from time to time be an impact player for them in the backfield. And then, of course, you've got Cameron Sullivan, the quarterback, who can take those short yardage runs. And I know you're going to call him that, so we'll just get it out of the way. The X factor of Landon Inman and where he can do out of the backfield.
Yeah, absolutely. The ground game, I think, is important on this because Gautier used to be that workhorse. Now, nothing has changed in him. It's just the teams know that he's that workhorse, so they've had to kind of develop other guys, and that's where we've seen the Walker Stones pick up. I mean, Inman came in at almost the right time for that kind of change-up, too, and then Walker Stone, we got Dakota Cunningham in there, too. So it's not just a three-headed monster that this offense has. It's more than that. We haven't really seen much of Alec Thompson. Again, that's nothing on him. He's on double teams left and right, so it's hard for him.
He is.
This offense is just so potent, and we need it tonight.
Absolutely, and I do think, to borrow your phrase, because you're always wanting to see the Buckeyes develop their passing game, I think that's going to be key here tonight, too.
Yeah.
Running on the controlling the clock, of course, but they've got to hit those big plays. That's what's been key for them this entire season. You know they're going to run it down your throats, and then all of a sudden there's the big air play you weren't ready for.
And that's kind of where Landon Inman's had the biggest impact. And what I did see from some of the pregame, and I didn't know, there was about 3 to 4 quarterbacks for Union Local that was warming up, and none of their passes looked all that great, with all due respect. So I think this is going to be a ground and pound team for Union Local as well. Nelsonville-York will be kicking off left to right on your radio dial. They are in their home uniforms. We're talking orange tops, brown jerseys, and brown pants. The Union Local Jets coming in with red helmets, white jerseys, red pants.
So the Buckeyes don't have a kicker out there right now. I don't know if Logan Meek, and Meek's on the sideline.
Cam
Sullivan's going to run in. He had to change his shoes up to do this kickoff. Has he kicked off this season?
I think we've seen him hit or miss, but Meek has been the primary kickoff where
Meek's here on the sideline. I see him. Sullivan forgot the tee, so he's got that now. He's going to head out there and kick us off, but I don't think Sullivan's kicked off unless I've missed that.
Yeah, I mean, it's certainly not been much if it has happened. He's been doing the PATs for the last 7-8 games, but Meek has still been kicking off, and they both split kickoff duties during the pregame, so very interesting nonetheless. But Joe did look it up. Belmont's about a 2-hour drive, so that kind of factors in a little bit too.
Absolutely.
A 2-hour bus drive is pretty big for these high school kids. You can come in maybe a little sleepy.
I wouldn't want a 2-hour bus drive.
I don't want a 2-hour car drive. Sullivan kicking off left to right. A nice kick right down the middle. It's going to be Fielded at the 12-yard line, tries to get up on the right-hand side. He's got a little bit of room, a couple blockers ahead of him. Gets to the outside of 35-40. Tries to high step, and he gets taken out of bounds around the 46 to 47. A big return for Union Local.
Dre Saunders, I believe, the senior on the return there. Great job. 3-year letterman able to make that play.
And just giving Joe a heads up, Union Local is big enough to where their roster is front and back. So we will be flopping that as they march this. They're going to mark it out to 45, so it's a couple yards before that. But still, great field position here for the Jets. Will be 1st and 10.
Good return and a nice job to set them up in good spots to start this offense. We'll see what the Jets have.
They come out a shotgun set. It looks like number 7, Isaiah. I mean, these names, Tomalonis. And then halfback Brody Perzanowski, they send a man in motion who sets in the left slot, fakes it. QB gets it out quickly to Sean Alkire, and he gets just short of midfield for a pickup of about 3 yards.
Tom Alonis did a nice job of just kind of holding the defense off to the right side, hitting over to the left, but Landon Inman was ready for it, able to bring him down after that short gain.
Yeah, you don't see high schools that are efficient enough to run a lot of RPOs, but that's exactly what that looked like. Maybe he never had the option to hand that off to Perzanowski, but either way, they do have it 2nd and 7 here, just short of midfield shotgun set for Tomalonis with Perzanowski. Bear with me with these names, guys. To his left, 2 wideouts right, 1 far left, 1 slot left. Nelsonville-York 4-3 defense hands the ball off, and QB Reed, or he pitches it outside to Dre Saunders, who gets across midfield and close to the 45. It looks to be about a yard short.
Yeah, almost the same play, except this time he didn't try to hold the defense as much. He wanted to get it out to that side, to the sideline as quick as possible, and then Dre Saunders doing a nice job of planting the foot, kind of dipsy-do around the defender, and then up to get very close to a first down, 3rd and 1.
Yeah, 3rd and 1. It's about right on 1 yard line, too. Not short, not long. I'll talk about a lot of seniors here. Tomalonis is senior. Perzanowski is a sophomore, but then Saunders and the first guy that gave it to are all seniors as well. So seniors leading the way here for the Jets. 3rd and 1, shotgun set. Perzanowski to the right. He's just going to keep it himself. It's Tomalonis, and he's got enough for the first, but he needed 1. I think he got about 13 inches.
Yeah,
so.
It was a nice job by Tomalonis, though, to tuck the ball, go to that right side, and then take a little spin to make sure he got that extra inch that you were talking about and get the first down for Union Local.
According to our roster, Tomalonis is a 3-year letterman for the Jets, too. So Dre Saunders is as well. Looks like their tight end, Logan Hess, is as well. So a lot of veteran leadership on this team. 1st and 10 on the Nelsonville-York 44-yard line. Buckeyes still in his 4 now. Yeah, still a 4-3. Tomalonis shotgun set, halfback to his left. Takes the snap, hands the ball off this time. He dances in the backfield nicely, finds a hole, and gets about 4 yards. About 4 yards on that was Perzanowski on his first carry of the night.
So Union Local kind of taking a page out of what Nelsonville-York did last week in terms of just running the ball, running their same sort of sets, not trying to do anything downfield yet. Even their passes were short out to the sideline, just keeping control of this clock right now. Worth noting, too, Andy, that Will Odenthal is playing defense tonight as well. We talked a little bit about that last week, him playing both sides of the ball.
2nd and 6 for Tomalonis with Perzanowski to his left. 2 wideouts left. They send a man in motion, almost jumping. Logan Hess was that man in motion. Sits in the left slot now, showing pressure up the middle. Nelsonville-York, they do send it. He hands the ball off to Perzanowski. He's hit at the line of scrimmage. He fell forward for about a yard and a half. Bring up a 3rd and medium. And, to touch on that, Joe, I did see Brendan Tomlin around here. He is not dressed. He's not on crutches. He does have a knee brace. I spoke to his family last week, and they said there was a chance he could return tonight. The doctor said he wouldn't recommend it, but he could. He does not appear that he's going to be playing tonight. So
he's not dressed. He's on the sideline in the civilian clothes. Still got his jersey on, though.
Still got his jersey on, so it's good to see him not on crutches, though.
Yes.
So 3rd and 4 here for the Jets at the Nelsonville-York 38-yard line. They send Hess in motion once again, right to left slot. Takes the snap, hands the ball off, fakes the handoff, throws it out quickly onto the right-hand side. It's completed, and he's going to go out of bounds around the 30-yard line. But that's enough to move the chains.
Saunders with that catch on that right side this time, and kind of threw it where the defense was playing back a bit, just took what they gave them. So I love what I'm seeing from the Jets right now. They're not trying to force anything. Whatever the Buckeyes are letting them have, they'll take it.
And I might have spoke too soon about the offensive passing attack, as I said in the pregame, that it didn't appear too threatening. I think they're 3 for 3 or maybe even 4 for 4. Now, they're all short, quick strikes, but they add up. First and 10 at the 30-yard line of Nelsonville-York. Takes a snap, fakes a handoff, gets it out to the flats. It is completed at the 32, 33. He's dancing, trying to reverse field. Hits his own guy. A couple guys get caught up in the backfield. He's got room around the right side. And I think he finally went down at the line of scrimmage. That could have been dangerous for both teams, Joe.
Yeah, I think you're going to get a slight loss on that, but I mean,
maybe a half yard.
He would have had probably a 2-3 yard loss if he had not tried all the razzle-dazzle that he just did. So a little athleticism shown already on this first drive.
And Nelsonville-York might have gotten a little fortunate that he ran into his own blocker, who was not expecting the reverse field, because if he
Where
didn't,
are you going, dude?
It slowed him down for a couple seconds to allow the Buckeyes to pursue. Second and a short,
How
11.
that?
Tomalona shotgun set. Perzanowski to his left. Awaits a snap. Two wideouts left, one right, showing pressure to the left linebackers, Nelsonville-York. They do send it. He keeps it himself. He's got room across the middle. He gets across the original line of scrimmage, but not much else. Maybe a pickup of 2 is Isaiah Tomalonis.
Yeah, I'm going to give credit to the quarterback, Tomalonis, there. He went right at and made contact with Caleb Layton, and Caleb Layton is a monster defender.
Yes.
And he did not go down. He kept fighting. Layton had to switch his hips and kind of bring him down to the side in order to get the tackle. I'm crediting that quarterback, man.
Absolutely. We'll give him a gain of 3 on that to make this 3rd and 8. We're almost midway through this first quarter, still in the opening drive, as Joe said, taking a page out of Nelsonville-York's book.
Anybody who can make Layton work.
Tomalona shotgun set. Perganowski to his left. 5-3 defense for the Buckeyes. Takes a snap, rolling around to the left, picking up a nice block in front of him. He's got a man wide open at the 15 who brings it in the 12. Spins out of bounds around the 12-yard line.
Saunders with another nice catch there, and the quarterback, Tomalonis, just putting it right where his receivers can do something with it after they catch it. He has been extremely accurate on this first drive.
And I just don't know that Nelsonville-York was ready for this kind of a passing attack. They certainly haven't seen this passing attack, even from Athens last week.
No, not at all.
We'll be just outside the 10-yard line, but inside the red zone for 1st and 10 at the Nelsonville-York 12 as we're officially 6.5 left in the first quarter. Still on the opening drive by the Jets. 2 wideouts right, shotgun set. Tomalonis with Perzanowski to his left, 1 wideout far left. 4-4 defense for the Buckeyes, showing pressure on the inner linebacker. We're going to have a false start. I believe that was the left guard.
Yep. Caught him leaning.
It's interesting, the roster here even says that Union Local has retired number 53. I don't know that I've seen that on a roster either. Either that or the player retired. I don't know. So back him up 5 yards, just inside the red zone at the 17-yard line for the Jets. Tomalonis in shotgun with Perzanowski.
This is XYZ Insurance. How can I help?
I have a question about my home policy.
Okay, question about phone policy.
Home policy.
Okay, gnome policy.
Home, home.
Technology is great, but sometimes it's better to talk with a real person. With Erie Insurance, you have a caring, independent agent who's with you from beginning to end. Your Erie agent is McFadden Insurance. Get a quote today by calling 753-1905. Go to erieinsurance.com for company licensure and product details.
There's only one perfect food for watching or listening to sports. Pizza!
He's trying to get away. He's out of bounds around the 42 to the 43-yard line. Walker Stone, and that's a first turnover of the night in favor of the Buckeyes.
And that was just a fortunate play. Walker Stone, right place, right time, because he wasn't like reading that play to come get it. He was back on his defender. They threw that ball to Saunders. Saunders couldn't quite get to it. Great job, I believe, by Inman to get in front of that. Might have been Thompson. I couldn't catch the actual number as they came across. But Stone just stayed right where he was at once he saw that, because he was ready to go make a tackle if he made the catch. The ball came right to him, hit him right in the belly. He secured it, and then off he went, and, man, made a great return. Big defensive play for the Buckeyes.
Tomalonis, for his part, did not miss a single throw on that drive until that one. That was his first bad throw, and it was just missed. I formation for the Buckeyes. First and 10 at their own 46. Spins off of him. Gauthier across midfield and gets to the 47. He was dead to rights at the line of scrimmage, but the nice spin move by Austin Gauthier gets him across midfield and in opposing territory after just one play. Kind of feel like this tide has shifted just after one play, and I know that obviously a turnover would do that, but they ate up 6 minutes off the clock, or 5.5 minutes off the clock to come away with the turnover at the 2-yard line. And just like that, Nelsonville-York has it in Jets territory. I formation once again. Sullivan under center. Cunningham got the in the backfield. 2 wideouts, right? 5-3 defense for the Jets. They hand the ball to Cunningham up the middle, who sheds a couple guys. He's dragging another Jet, and he's taken down about the 35.
Was a great opening by the line there to kind of give him that wedge hole as he burst up through there. It wasn't until the linebacker got him, and even then he drugged that linebacker to get that big gain for the first down. Great job by the offensive line, and great job by the Cunningham.
Dakota Cunningham is a guy who's been the big cog for this offense.
Yes.
He's been the lead blocker all year, but we're seeing him get the ball more and more, and you have to assume he's gained the trust of Coach Richards. They hand the ball to Gautier on the I set once again. Goes off left tackle. He's going to get about 3 yards on that, but to finish the point, Cunningham's just a junior, too, so he's going to be a force to be reckoned with next year as well.
Yeah, and I think he's always had the trust of the coaching staff. It's just a matter of what they're trying to accomplish play by play. And, again, when you can do that, when you've got a full-on, full-back, running back player that's strong and fast that you can turn and give that surprise play to, you get big plays like that.
2nd and 7 at the 32 of the Jets. I formation. Cunningham lead blocks for Gautier, who goes off the right side. He picks up a nice block off the edge inside the 30. Tries to cut back to the 27 where he's finally taken down. And to finish my point, I didn't mean that he never had.
I wasn't saying that.
I just wanted to get it out there. Yeah. I think he's the guy who doesn't complain about not getting the ball. He's happy to have a piece of the offense, and they're just giving it to him more and more. He had the game-winning touchdown last week, so he's about a yard short here. This is a situation where you might consider giving it to him if they don't go Cam Sullivan up the middle in this 3rd and 1.
It's there if they want it.
Even then, he's still a guy who's going to be pushing him up the middle. 3rd and 1. They're going to give the ball to Cunningham. Goes off right guard, and he's got enough for the first. He's down at the 20, just inside the 25. The first time mark is at the 25, so he needed 1. I think he got 2.
Almost the same type thing we saw on the other side, on the left side, but Cunningham this time is just a little more patient, waited for the hole to develop between Odenthal and Caleb Layton. Caleb Layton also playing both ways again this.
There's only one perfect food for watching or listening to sports. Pizza! Get ready for the game by calling one of the 3 locations of Little Italy Pizza in Nelsonville, Gloucester, or New Straitsville. Dough made fresh every day with 3 crusts to choose from, with all the toppings a pizza lover craves. Little Italy Pizza also features mouth-watering subs, sandwiches, salads, and appetizers. Open 7 days a week. Gloucester, New Straitsville, and Nelsonville. Locally owned and operated.
If you're looking for a quality pre-owned vehicle, come to Tink's Auto Trading Post, located on State Route 13, just off of Route 33 and Columbus Road in Athens. With over 30 years of experience, you can trust that you will get a great deal at a great price. We also offer routine maintenance on your cars, such as brakes, oil changes, and tires. Tink's Auto Trading Post, where less overhead means less markup. Remember to think change for your next great car deal. Tink's Auto Trading Post, 740-594-8465, or visit us on the web at tinksautotradingpost.com.
To the edge on that, but they didn't again because they do a really nice job at that, as you said, delayed handoff where it's getting space. This one wasn't space. This was still in the hash mark.
So we'll be 3rd and 5. It looks to be about right on 5. So what you have to assume to be 4 down territory. This could be a situation where
Thompson's on that right side as well.
Oh, he is. He's at tight end. You're right. This could be you give the ball off to Cunningham here to try to pick up as much as he can. Now they're going to go same play. And he does kick it on the outside. He gets inside the 15. So he's close to the first yard, but I think he's going to be about a yard short.
Yeah, it looks like first down is at the 14. So yard short on this one, 4th and 1. Buckeyes, you got to assume, are going to go for this, but it'll be interesting to see what kind of play they draw up for it.
They did exchange a good amount of players there, but
they put a little more
some beef
jumbo package, if you will.
Well, it might be what did he call this? The shotgun formation. We were calling the. He got it from Bel Air.
Yeah, but maybe I still like the wishbone.
Okay, so they're just going to go in the wishbone. We'll see if they go back to any tonight. Though had a lot of success last week, but it is a wishbone set. Cunningham, Inman, and Gautier in there. 4th and 2. Hand the ball off to Gautier. Goes off right side, and I don't think he's got it, Joe. He's lost a half yard there.
So good job by Union Local there to be ready for that. You know they had to have seen that a lot on tape last week in terms of what they were able to do with Athens. They were ready for it. First time the Buckeyes debuted it there, and the Jets shut it down.
And, you know, in more ways than one, I think they took that play out of the Trimble's playbook, obviously the wishbone, but more than that, it's we're going to line this up. You know we're running the ball. Let's see if you can stop it. And they did right there. And unfortunately, that drive, they were very much one-dimensional, but Here we are. Both teams have had the ball one time, and we're 68 seconds left in the first quarter.
And I did give the Buckeye defensive coaches to think about some ways that they could counteract this offense from what they saw, because they were getting yardage chewed up on them.
We have an official stoppage in play, something on the sidelines. But it will be 1st and 10 Jets at their own 16-yard line. Again, 68 seconds left in the first quarter here. Tomalona's shotgun formation with Perzanowski to his right. Trips right, one wide out left. 4-3 defense for Nelsonville-York. Fake a handout there. They give the ball off this time to Perzanowski. Goes up the middle, gets to about the 20-yard line.
Perzanowski doing a good job keeping his feet churning, getting out to that 20. Picked up about half of what he needs or so.
Mark Hunter coming in saying Trimble ahead 8-0 in their playoff contest. You can hear that game on our sister station, 107.7 FM WSEO, if that's your cup of tea. We do have an injured Jet here.
Looks like he might be cramping up.
We certainly hope that is the case. It's that kind of night, it's 52 degrees, and we really haven't had much of a fall, especially on a Friday night.
No, not a whole lot of chilly games this season for the Nelsonville-York Buckeyes. This one, I wouldn't say it's the chilliest, but it's more than it has been in the past few weeks.
Yeah, so there's an injured Jet here. We're going to step away real quick. 47 seconds left in the first quarter. Still 0-0. Don't go anywhere. Here in your game of the week on 103.9 FM WAIS.
Tax season's greetings from your friends at H&R Block. Whether you choose to file virtually, in person, or via drop-off, let's make it a season worth celebrating. File your way with H&R Block and get upfront, transparent pricing, expert help at every step, and a max refund guarantee that means you'll ring in the season by getting every dollar you deserve. All tax situations are different. Not everyone gets a refund. Limitations apply. See hrblock.com/guarantees.
H&R Block at 507 Richland Avenue in the old Morrison School Building in Athens. 740-589-5403. Rutland Bottled Gas has propane for almost every need. Home, farm, industry, greenhouse, lodges, and cabin rentals. They sell and install heaters made by Buck Stove, Empire Comfort Systems, and Heat Star. Ranges by Crosley and grills by Weber. Rutland's specialty is installing and setting up propane systems that make your world more comfortable. 2 offices to serve you. The Plains at 177 North Plains Road and in Rutland at 282 Main Street. Stop by, call, or visit them at rutlandbottlegas.com for more information. Rutland Bottled Gas since 1947. 740-797-4675. The high school game of the week on 770 WAIS, 103.9 FM, and WAISAMradio.com.
Still 0-0 is your score. The injured Jet is Mason Porter, a senior, and unfortunately doesn't look to be a cramp as he came off with a lot of help there. I think it was his left leg.
Yeah, at least he was putting pressure on it. He was walking on it, but as you said, he had a good amount of help on each side of the body.
Wishing that young man nothing but the best. Again, he is a senior, which you don't want injuries anywhere, but it's even worse when it's a senior and potentially his last game. 2nd and 6 here for the Jets with Tomalonis in the shotgun formation again. Perzanowski to his left, trips right. Hands the ball off to Perzanowski. Dances at the line of scrimmage. He does go forward for maybe 2 yards, but it's going to be 3rd and about, they're going to give him an extra yard there. 3rd and a long 2. Which is 20 seconds left on the play clock. They don't have to run a play, so we'll see what they decide to do.
Looks like they're going to take a walk.
Yeah, so they're going to swap into the field at the end of the first quarter here from Boston Field. Score 0-0. Both teams have had the ball one time. The Jets on their second drive, so we're going to take a quick break. Second quarter action coming up here in your game of the week on 103.9 FM WAIS.
What's one of the worst feelings you can get? The one that hits you in the pit of your stomach. You can't find your keys. I have a solution. Announcing the new location of Athens Automotive Keys at 528 Richland Avenue in Athens. Dan and Gloria can take care of lost keys, transponder keys and programming, key duplication for house or business, and they now provide locksmith service. Athens Automotive Keys is open Monday through Friday, noon till 5:30 at 528 Richland Avenue, Athens. Call 740-590-6843.
The hottest tip of the season is about to drop. Are you ready for it? I don't think you're ready. Okay. Here it is. When you order in the McDonald's app, you can get exclusive offers. Just listen to these deals. Get 2 tasty sausage burritos for $3 or free medium fries when you spend $1. You heard it here first. Skip the lines and save money. Win-win. New hot deals are dropping in the app all the time, and we're about to turn up the heat. Ba-da-ba-ba-ba. Offer valid 10/28/24 through 11/17/24. Participating McDonald's. Valid once a day. Must opt into rewards. Valid when product served.
The high school game of the week on 770 WAIS, 103.9 FM, and WAISAMradio.com.
Welcome back to Boston Field here as we start the second quarter. The Jets have a 3rd and 2 formation. Now they're driving left to right on your radio dial. Both teams really taking the clock off in their favor. The Jets did probably 2/3 of the first quarter. Trips right.
This could be a big 3rd down stop for Nelsonville-York, too.
Trips right. Tomalonis in their shotgun with Perzanowski to his left. He's just going to keep himself off the left side. He's got a little bit of room, more than enough for the first down as he's upended out of bounds at the 29. No, they'll call that the 30.
Well blocked by the left side of the line. Nelsonville-York really didn't have any choice but to let the first down happen in case it would get to be a big play out of it. And instead, they just bring him down and we'll go back to work.
Tomalonis looks like he's got some speed out there, Joe.
Yeah, he does. And he's just a good quarterback here as a senior, 6 foot 170, and as you said, 3rd-year letterman out there. He seems to deserve every accolade that's on him.
I bet it's been a lot of fun seeing him progress. Obviously, this is our first time seeing it. It does move the chains 1st and 10 at their own 30-yard line. Shotgun formation. Fakes the handoff.
Looking left.
Look to the left-hand side. He's going to air this one out. He's got his man beat, and he's going to catch it at the 30-yard line. He's finally going to go down around the 27 or the 28. Looks to be about the 27, so a big pickup there for the Jets. Some in Nelsonville-York territory once again.
Yeah, picked on Walker Stone there a little bit. Walker Stone got the speed to keep up with him, but he kind of, I think, lost him a bit as he got behind him. Didn't realize how far ahead he had gotten. By the time he did, he kicked in the gear, but he couldn't catch him down before the catch could be made.
And unfortunately for the Jets, that ball is underthrown, or else he just walks that into the end zone. It wasn't like that bad of a throw, but it was certainly underthrown. They will come out shotgun formation once again. 1st and 10 at the 27 of Nelsonville-York. Tomalonis shotgun formation. He sends Saunders out of motion to the right even more as he hands the ball off to Perzanowski. He dances inside the 20-yard line. Stiff arms got enough for the first down where he goes out of bounds around.
Was a flag on the play. It might have been on the Jets here.
Well, what I will say is Dre Saunders went in motion there.
He kept moving, too.
But he doesn't have to come to a complete stop as long as he's the only one in motion.
I think it was maybe an illegal shift, though.
Yeah. It certainly looked odd. Yeah, that's what they call. I guess I don't have the smarts enough to know what made it illegal. Because you see guys go in motion all the time without stopping. Did you catch what he said?
No, I didn't catch. I think what happens is as he is moving the way he is doing, the running back can take a step if everybody's set still, because he's shifting too.
Okay.
But both of them shifting at the same time makes it a problem.
That would certainly do it. I only saw Saunders. He caught my attention. I think that was the entire point of the motion too, by the way, to get the attention of the defense as they went the opposite way. It will cost them. Okay, so they just made the same call again. Moved it back 5 yards of what would have been a first down. We'll make it now 1st and 15. This is the second drive in a row that they've got down deep in the red zone for Nelsonville-York and then had a 5-yard penalty. They were able to overcome it last time before throwing the interception. We'll see if they can do the same. 1st and 15 at the 32 now. Shotgun set. Tomalonis, Perzanowski to his left. Takes the snap, hands the ball off to Perzanowski. Dances around nicely, finds a hole at the 25. He's still pushing forward around the 22-yard line where he finally goes out of bounds.
Great read by the quarterback. It's another one of those run-pass options. He had the option on the outside, but he saw that Nelsonville-York read it up, so he just handed it off to his running back, let him do the work.
Brody Perzanowski, sophomore, 5'10", 175. It's fair to say that this team really isn't all that big, right? They've got a couple linemen that are bigger, but even them, Mason Porter, who is back out there, by the way, it's only 6 foot 260, so that's not huge.
They look comparatively to Nelsonville-York, maybe a little smaller, but they look like they're handling their own right now.
Gain of 10 on that first down makes this 2nd and 5 after the penalty on first down. They hand the ball off, fake the handoff, got a quick slant across the outside, and it's incomplete. That's the same matchup that saw an interception the first time. That's Walker Stone versus Aiden Passage.
I had Billy Schumacher.
It was Schumacher. You're right. I thought it was 14, but it was 24.
Schumacher went towards Stone's side, which he got the pick, but again, that wasn't a pick that he went and read and did anything.
Unforced.
So this is the one. Yeah, this is now they're picking on him a little bit because he got that big play put on him, but this time he was more than ready for it. I think Walker Stone says, "You want to keep testing me? I'll get another one."
Yeah, I'm with you. There's only about a 3-inch difference out there, too. It kind of looks a little deceiving there. As we have a 3rd and 5 on this big play, shotgun set. They're going to run an option. He pitches it out to Perzanowski. He's got cut back on the inside nicely. I think he's got enough for the first down to where he was initially stuffed up. Nelsonville-York was trying to force him out of bounds, and he just cut back up, and he does pick up the first down.
Buckeyes on defense look a little bit tentative after the first move. You know what I'm saying? They burst through, they're there, but then once a move's made, they kind of freeze, and they've got to stay aggressive on it.
And more than that, it's very difficult for these guys who are licking their chops to not overcommit.
Right.
You know, Nelsonville-York, much of the season, last week being one of the only exceptions to where when you get a guy, he's just going to hit the hole. These guys are dancing around. Alex Pirro does that a lot. So they saw that last week, but they've got it once again, split back set. Now they move to an offset pistol. We're going to have a false start once again by the Jets. That was the right tackle, I think, once again. Connor Kovacs, sophomore for the Jets, marching back 5 more yards.
You mentioned last week how Nelsonville-York was taking their time on offense and waiting until the last under 12 seconds to get play, and then you commended Sullivan and the offense not letting them go down the linemen, get down to their stance. They were in their stance like the entire time that time for the Jets, so I'm not surprised you lean forward a bit.
Yeah, I mean, the thing is, you don't understand how difficult it does get to squat like that for 20 seconds at a time. As he handed the ball off in the backfield, he's got a lot of pressure in the backfield. I saw Will Odenthal and was that Caleb Layton? I know it's Jaron Layton in the backfield. So that's going to be...
And Dakota Cunningham got the initial attack as well.
Okay.
So
no gain on that.
I'm keeping an eye also on Caleb Layton. He's been limping out there the last few plays, and he's trying to shake it off. And if he can stay out there, you're going to have to pull him off the field otherwise.
Who's that?
Caleb Layton.
Caleb Layton. He was in on that play, too.
Yep.
So, of course, 2 of my favorite players are Caleb Layton and then Will Odenthal, and that bringing some pressure. 2nd and 15, back to the 20-yard line, shotgun formation. With the halfback to his left, he's got a quick slant on the outside. It is completed on a comeback route, and he's only going to pick up 5, maybe 6 yards to make this 3rd and long.
Schumacher again on that one, and it was a short pickup, but you got to figure, you said that Union Local's got a little bit of a kicking game. Do they try to settle for that in this 0-0 game right now by getting a run here to where they want it in the field, maybe middle of it? Or are they going to go for something here?
He was certainly kicking them from within this range during the pregame. Now, there was a lot of wind during the pregame, so he was having a tough time. He complained that there weren't flags on the uprights to kind of tell him where it was going. Now, I'm looking at the flag down there, and it's kind of died down. So maybe if you don't get much here, they could try it. I don't know. 3rd and 9 here. Tomalonis takes the snap. He's going to throw this across the middle, and he's got a man, but he overthrew him, and it was very well defended by Nelsonville-York.
7 there?
I saw Brandon Hanley, maybe, but he's just a freshman, so.
Good job.
They're saying that was him, so great job by Hanley there. We'll force that 4th down, and they do a line change, so I would assume we're going to see a kick. When was the last time you've seen a made field goal in Boston Field?
Well, it's just been a while since we've seen field goals kicked. Doesn't happen very often. It looks like Jeff Bolin, a sophomore, is going to be doing the kicking here.
And holding it is Colby Carpenter, Jr. Good snap, good hold. The kick is up. He's got the distance.
Yeah.
And it's good. So the Jets take a 3-0 lead over the Nelsonville-York Buckeyes with 7.5 to go until halftime. We're going to take a quick break. Nelsonville-York's answer coming up on the other side here in the Game of the Week on 103.9 FM WAIS.
The hottest tip of the season is about to drop. Are you ready for it? I don't think you're ready. Okay. Here it is. When you order in the McDonald's app, you can get exclusive offers. Just listen to these deals. Get 2 tasty sausage burritos for $3 or free medium fries when you spend $1. You heard it here first. Skip the lines and save money. Win-win. New hot deals are dropping in the app all the time, and we're about to turn up the heat. Ba-da-ba-ba-ba. Offer valid 10/28/24 through 11/17/24. Participating McDonald's. Valid once a day. Must opt into rewards. Valid when product served.
In Nelsonville, Fred Wolf Automotive is your local solution to your automotive needs. Whether it's your first car or your last, they are here to help. People always ask, who is Fred Wolf? He was their great-great-grandpa who had a car dealership in Nelsonville in the 1950s. They thought it was fitting to bring his name and some of his entrepreneurial spirit back to life. The inventory is constantly changing, so if they do not have what you are looking for, please give them a call. Local people who love to help local people. Fred Wolf Automotive, located at 1273 Chestnut Street in Nelsonville, 614-309-1756.
The high school game of the week on 770 WAIS, 103.9 FM, and WAISAMradio.com.
For Nelsonville-York, he gets out to about the 31-yard line, where Nelsonville-York will take over, now trailing 3-0. Again, I don't know that we've ever called a 3-0 score.
Yeah, that might, maybe a Tomcat game back in the day when they had the little punt kickers, the pooch kickers, that they could put them in a little distance, but not very often.
Buckeyes will come out for their second drive of this game. trailing 3-0. First and 10 at their own 31-yard line. I formation. Cunningham got here in the backfield. Fakes the handoff. Looks to pass on a play action. He's got Thompson around the right-hand side. He can get it to him. He does at the 40-yard line. Who cuts back? He's got a guy in pursuit behind him. He can't get to him. He's going to take it to the house. He's at the 10, the 5. Alec Thompson. Touchdown, Buckeyes.
69 yards. Alec Thompson finds the mark.
He says, how's this for a field goal, Coach? We will take it one play. And the Buckeyes.
Flags. That was great. Great job. And what a catch to he knew that ball was going to have to settle a little bit, so he comes back underneath it. Do we have a flag? There was a flag, but they picked it up. Okay. That's why I didn't see it. They picked it up so fast.
Yeah, it was a little difficult to see as everybody in the crowd in front of us is standing exciting, but they did pick the flag up.
So Thompson sees the ball in the air. He slows down, comes back underneath it, makes the catch, and he realizes that one defender's already on him, so he cuts it in. He did not see a second defender coming, but then he hit the Jets, and it did not matter. 69 yards to the house.
Yeah, the defender trying to catch him from behind is in that dangerous position where you don't see him coming. He couldn't possibly knock the ball out, but Thompson just never gave him the chance to catch him. As Sullivan swaps shoes, and he's going to kick this PAT. Good snap, good hold. Kick is low, but it is no good. So 6-3 is your score. 7:08 left in the second quarter. We're going to take a quick break here. On the other side is the Jets ball here in your game of the week on 103.9 FM WAIS.
This is XYC Insurance. How can I help?
I have a question about my home policy.
Okay, question about phone policy.
Home policy.
Okay, gnome policy.
HOME, home.
Technology is great, but sometimes it's better to talk with a real person. With Erie Insurance, you have a caring, independent agent who's with you from beginning to end. Your Erie agent is McFadden Insurance. Get a quote today by calling 753-1905. Go to erieinsurance.com for company licensure and product details.
There's only one perfect food for watching or listening to sports. Pizza! Get ready for the game by calling one of the 3 locations of Little Italy Pizza in Nelsonville, Gloucester, or New Straitsville. Dough made fresh every day with 3 crusts to choose from, with all the toppings a pizza lover craves. Little Italy Pizza also features mouth-watering subs, sandwiches, salads, and appetizers. Open 7 days a week. Gloucester, New Straitsville, and Nelsonville. Locally owned and operated.
The high school game of the week on 770 WAIS, 103.9 FM, and WAISAMradio.com.
Cam Sullivan kicks this off right to left. It's going to be caught at the 20-yard line. He's going to try to go to the left-hand side. His legs get taken out by Walker Stone once again, who's quickly thrown his name in the ring, or his hat into the ring for the Texas Roadhouse player of the game. Well, we don't have. But he's still throwing it out there for the player of the game, so there you go. I believe it was Walker Stone, wasn't it?
Yes, it was.
Because I also saw Gavin Levy. The 5 and the 8 looked pretty similar, so one of those two guys. We're going with Walker Stone. First and 10. The Jets have the ball. That just doesn't sound right. First and 10 Jets. At their own 30-yard line, shotgun formation. Tomalonis with Perzanowski to his left. 2 wideouts right, 1 left. Nelsonville-York is going to jump in. Neutral zone. Okay, I guess he didn't cross it. Fakes the handoff. Going to look to the left-hand side. That's that one-on-one matchup once again. He's going to overthrow him, this time by about a yard. Walker Stone just getting picked on, as Joe said.
And Coach Richards is yelling for the official to see him. He saw what happened there. The wide receiver, I don't think this is an illegal play. He kind of ran Walker Stone out of bounds so that he could not. He'd have to switch his hips and catch up to him, and then he took off. But there was no real, physicality to it. He was just running a route that forced Stone to do that. Now Stone's going to come out and get a talking to from Richards on just that point, I think.
Yeah,
seeing what he's doing to him.
Holden Hodgson now in that right corner spot. 2nd and 10 here. Tom Malone takes the snap, fixes the handoff, keeps it himself. He's got pressure in the backfield by 3 Buckeyes, and he's going to lose a yard.
Dakota Cunningham, Caleb Layton, I think Jared Layton on there too, and you just, boy.
Half the defense.
You took a hard hit from the hardest hitters.
And unfortunately for him, he's carrying that ball straight up, and it almost looked like he might have took a helmet to the chin, which is
shoulder too. He's looking that shoulder.
Yeah, which is nobody's fault but his own. You've got to run the ball. You got to get lower than the other guy. But they do have a 3rd and long here, 3rd and 11 at their own 29-yard line. Tomalonis shotgun formation with Perzanowski to his left, trips left, 1 wide out right. Nelsonville-York 4-3 defense to match. We're going to have a false start here. on the Jets. I believe that was Daniel Goodson, another senior for the Jets.
We'll get back to Walker Stone where he was substituted out. Coach Richards sat basically that entire play talking to him and getting nods from him. You could see that Stone was engaged in it. At the end, Richards kind of taps him on the shoulder, and Stone acknowledged it. Great job of seeing that interaction between player and coach.
And Walker Stone just a sophomore, too, so you're going to be hearing his name a lot the next few years. 5-yard penalty, marches it back 3rd and 16 at their own 24 as Tomalonis takes a snap. Rolls around left. He's going to air this one out in the double coverage. Can Nelsonville-York go up for it? They can't. They're going to catch him. I think he's going to take it to the house. The Jets score 76 yards. An air raid attack by both teams. There was double coverage there, but I'm not sure either safety saw the ball.
How that got through Colton Bookman's hands. He had his hands up in the same spot the receiver did. I didn't catch the receiver's number there. And to be able to that ball to disappear through there, and great concentration to catch it and finish off taking it to the house.
The only thing I could think of was maybe they just never saw the ball and they threw their hands up there, but the receivers certainly did. And just like that, it is 9-6 pending this PAT. You talk about how big of a play it could be to miss that PAT before, because now instead of being a 3-point deficit, assuming he makes this, you're looking at a 4. Good snap, good hold. The kick is up, and it looks perfect. And it's good. So 10-6 is your score here with 6:04 to go in the second quarter. We're going to take a quick break. Nelsonville-York's ball. When we come back here on 103.9 FM WAIS.
Nothing really ever stays the same. Things get better or they get worse. Things grow or they get smaller. Communities are no exception. The life of a community is determined by the activities of the people who live there. What we do today will decide the future. Shop locally whenever you can. First National Bank. Together we grow. Member FDIC. Online at first-national.com.
Since 1926, Athens Insurance Services has focused on doing one thing and doing it well, providing peace of mind through affordable, comprehensive insurance protection. Whether you're looking for car insurance for your new teenage driver, home insurance for your first home, protection for your business, or life insurance, they've got you covered. Representing Central Insurance Company, count on Andrew, Mike, Kendra, Hannah, Chelsea, and Brent. Athens Insurance Services at 375 Richland Avenue. Call 740-593-6639.
The high school game of the week on 770 WAIS, 103.9 FM, and WAISAMradio.com.
Boland kicks this off left to right on your radio dial. Walker Stone picks it up around his own 20-yard line. He does get the ball across midfield, or is he just short of midfield?
Great job. He just waited for his holes to develop coming up through the middle there and was being patient. Kept it moving forward. It got all the way down to the 48-yard line.
We did hear that Dre Saunders was the one to catch that 76-yard pass. Again, they're just picking on the corners. It's really just that one side. They must really love that left side.
Well, they're not going to go on the right side. That's where Alec Thompson's at.
1st and 10.
Thompson's got a number of interceptions this season.
Nelsonville-York has it at their own 48, just shy of midfield. I formation. Cunningham got here in the backfield. 5-3 defense for the Jets. Takes the snap. Hands the ball off the gut here. Follows Cunningham. Gets a nice kick-out block across midfield. The 40-yard line gets blocked downfield, and he goes down around the 33-yard line, I believe.
Yeah, 33 looks like with a market there, and a great job on the blocking first by Dakota Cunningham, and then I think Logan Meek might have got the second block on the edge. Beautiful play by the Buckeyes.
Yeah, I don't recall Logan Meek having a ton of reps at wide receiver throughout the season, has he?
He's been their off receiver. So on the other side, they'll go Thompson. They'll have Inman out there at different times, but usually the short side, the weak side is Logan Meek.
Jets lucky that he didn't take that to the house with as good a blocking as he had. 1st and 10 at the Jets' 33-yard line. Cunningham takes a snap, tries to hurdle at the line of scrimmage, unable to get by him. He fell forward for about a half yard.
You got to credit the nose guard there. Did a good job getting low, forcing the center to go lower, and that just stopped the path there for the running back.
We'll call it an official gain of 1 to make this 2nd and 9 with 5 minutes left until the Athens Insurance Services halftime show. That's 10-6 in favor of the visiting Jets over the Nelsonville-York Buckeyes. Last score update we had on our sister station was 14-0 Tomcats ahead. I formation here for the Buckeyes. Cunningham got here in the backfield. Meek left. Thompson far right. Takes a snap. His also got here. Does a nice cutback. He got a good block. 20-yard line. 15 to 10. The 5. And I think he's in, Joe. We're going to wait for an official call. There it is. Touchdown, Buckeyes. Awesome got here, 32 yards. The line judge on this end never made it to the end zone, so we had the center judge who had to come over and make that call. But you talk about picture-perfect blocking, Joe.
It was absolutely beautiful. And once again, kind of the same thing. I think Cunningham got the first one, but Logan Meek out there receiving, blocking that one up, and then showing his hands to the officials saying, I'm not holding him.
Clean.
I've got the spot here. I got positioning, and that sprung got to here. Then he just had to finish it off. Great job by Meek on that block.
Sullivan comes out to kick this PAT here for the Buckeyes, missing the first one, tentatively up 12-0. Good snap, good hold. Kick is up, and it looks much better this time, and it's good. 13-10 is your score. 4:40 to go until halftime. We're going to take a quick break here in your Game of the Week on 103.9 FM WAIS.
In Nelsonville, Fred Wolf Automotive is your local solution to your automotive needs. Whether it's your first car or your last, they are here to help. People always ask, who is Fred Wolf? He was their great-great-grandpa who had a car dealership in Nelsonville in the 1950s. They thought it was fitting to bring his name and some of his entrepreneurial spirit back to life. The inventory is constantly changing, so if they do not have what you are looking for, please give them a call. Local people who love to help local people. Fred Wolf Automotive, located at 1273 Chestnut Street in Nelsonville, 614-309-1756.
Tax season's greetings from your friends at H&R Block. Whether you choose to file virtually, in person, or via drop-off, let's make it a season worth celebrating. File your way with H&R Block and get upfront, transparent pricing, expert help at every step, and a max refund guarantee that means you'll ring in the season by getting every dollar you deserve. All tax situations are different. Not everyone gets a refund. Limitations apply. See hrblock.com/guarantees.
H&R Block at 507 Richland Avenue in the old Morrison School Building in Athens. 740-589-5403. The high school game of the week on 770 WAIS, 103.9 FM, and WAISAMradio.com.
Jim Sullivan kicks this off a little shorter this time. He's going to pick up about the 25-yard line. He tries to bring it to the right-hand side, but he is upended by Holden Hodgson. So it will be 1st and 10. Jets.
What a big first half we've had. Well, really second quarter
in
terms of the scoring. 13-10 now. Back and forth. We go here, and now we'll see what the Jets can answer the Buckeyes.
Yeah, 4.5 minutes to go. You have to think that they'll want to try to keep the ball. As Nelsonville-York will get the ball back to start the third quarter. See if they can what they can do if the defense can get a stop. 1st and 10 at their own 36. Tomlin
left side
does give the ball off to Perzanowski in the backfield. He's going to fall forward after a gain of about 3.5.
You get the feeling the Jets might do something here where they try to lull the Buckeyes to sleep, try to chew up some ground yards, and then all of a sudden throw out to that left side again, see if they're paying attention.
An official gain of 4 on that for Perzanowski will make this 2nd and 6, contrary to what the board says, from the 40-yard line.
If you're Nelsonville-York, you got to start shading your safety that way too, right?
Well, it's hard to do that as bad as you've been beat over the top.
That's what I'm saying. You got to get double coverage.
I think
it's the second person.
Yeah, I think you have to. Stopping the run's your first priority right now. 2nd and 6, they're going to just keep the ball off the right-hand side. As Tom Malone, as he's tripped up and he gets across midfield. As the ball comes out, and we do have a flag at the 40-yard line around the area of a hold. There's some great sportsmanship. Now, what I will say there, and I don't know if that's where the penalty comes in, is Perzanowski was your lead blocker there. He took out the legs of 2 Nelsonville-York players as the Jets did get the ball back. The officials are talking about this. We await the call.
Personal foul.
Ooh, a chop block by the defense.
Boy, and the Buckeye coaching staff not happy about this one.
I don't know that I've ever seen a chop block go against the defense. Again, so maybe it was in the area of Perzanowski because, again, he fell down taking out 2 Buckeyes. Yeah. So maybe somebody took his legs out. I don't know. I'm speculating at this point. But that's a big 15-yarder at the end of the play to take this into the Nelsonville-York 34-yard line.
Richards taking the 15-yard walk with the side judge as well, jawing in his ear the entire time, pleading his case here. Back to that fumble, though. Obviously the Jets did jump on top of it, not that it would have mattered at this point.
Shotgun formation for Tomalonas with Perzanowski to his right. So we await the snap. We're going to hand the ball off. He tries to counter, and he's going to dance back around the other side. He's got room on the left-hand side. Nice block by his wide receiver. He's at the 30-yard line, and he's taking that around the 28 or so. I think that was Dre Saunders who picked up a nice block there. So the play drawn up there was a counter. He's trying to run that. He fakes left, goes right. He ended up faking that and going to the left anyway, so he ran a counter on his counter and gained 5.
The Jets doing a good job trying to outspeed, out-quickness the powerful Buckeye line play. As we talked about last week, Nelsonville-York won the battle in the trenches with their power. This week, they're facing a very quick line play.
Yeah, it's kind of the great equalizer, right?
Yeah.
2nd and 5 at the 29 here. Tomalona's shotgun formation. Perzanowski to his right, trips right, one short left, takes a snap, fakes a handoff, fakes a pass, quick pass. He's going to keep it himself as he's got 3 guys, and he takes a nice shot. Looking for a targeting as the Jets. I don't think they're going to get it.
No, he lowered his shoulder into the quarterback. Quarterback may have got the wind knocked out of him there, but he is up and.
Now he's
now he's back down.
He's going to go back down. So we're going to take an injury timeout here. 13-10 is your score. Nelsonville-York ahead of Union Local Jets. 2 minutes and 18 seconds left in the first half. Quick break here on your Game of the Week on 103.9 FM WAIS.
Who can you turn to when you need a general contractor? Choose someone with over 30 years of experience, is licensed and insured. Choose the professionals at J&K Contracting. They're a full-service commercial and residential contractor. From new builds to remodeling, J&K Contracting has you covered from the ground up. Excavating or concrete, roofing or siding, replacement windows or decks, kitchen and bathroom remodels. One call, they really do it all. Call J&K Contracting, 740-698-3521. That's J&K Contracting, 740-698-3521.
Let's be honest. The only way you should have glass work done around the house or at your business is by a professional. And that professional is Pidcock Glass in Nelsonville. They do glass replacement, storm window and repairs, and patio door glass. They do custom glass, mirrors, plexiglass, and Lexan. They can even cut custom glass of all shapes. Call Pidcock Glass today at 740-753-4527 or stop in at 500 East Canal Street in Nelsonville. Check them out online at pidcockglass.com.
What's one of the worst feelings you can get? The one that hits you in the pit of your stomach. You can't find your keys. I have a solution. Announcing the new location of Athens Automotive Keys at 528 Richland Avenue in Athens. Dan and Gloria can take care of lost keys, transponder keys and programming, key duplication for house or business, and they now provide locksmith service. Athens Automotive Keys is open Monday through Friday, noon till 5:30 at 528 Richland Avenue, Athens. Call 740-590-6843. The high school game of the week on 770 WAIS, 103.9 FM, and WAISAMradio.com.
Isaiah Tomalonis comes off on his own will with some help. Hopefully the young man is okay. 3rd and 2 from the 26 for the Jets. Backup quarterback is Colby Carpenter. Takes a snap, hands the ball off, and he's hit at the line of scrimmage. Is Peyton Cosby. He's close to
hit
first.
by the Buckeye defense is there. Tomalonis came off the field. It looked like they were leaving him alone a little bit, so hopefully he's okay. Maybe just get the wind knocked out of him, but it is going to be Carpenter running this drive for right now. He goes over the sideline, gets the call, but the Buckeye defense now hitting extremely hard.
Yeah, there's inside 2 minutes to go until the Athens Insurance Services halftime show here, and it will still be Carpenter in the shotgun formation with Perzanowski to his left and Cosby to his right. Takes a snap, looking to pass, looks left, steps up in the pocket. He's got pressure in the backfield. Ball comes out. Nelsonville-York's going to recover it. A flag. Oh, no, that's the ball marker. Nelsonville-York no doubt has that. That's
Landon Inman jumped on it.
Who was it?
Inman,
okay. So, I mean, the interesting thing about that was it's not often you see a backup quarterback come in and they try to throw the ball. And he did a nice play to step up to avoid pressure. He just never saw that shot come at him. And no doubt that Inman recovered that ball.
And Carpenter, he's a junior. You think he's probably coming to step in next year for Tomalonis. But if he was just a little more patient, he had the left route again, kind of an inside-out route. It was going to become open. He just didn't have the patience to sit there for it. The pressure was coming from the Buckeyes, forced him out of it, but a big turnover. Nelsonville-York now has it with a minute and a half to go before halftime. A chance to put up more points before the break, and they get it back on the other side.
I think he might have saw the shot that Tomalonis just took, and he's seen ghosts out there. Let me get out of here as Nelsonville-York's going to take a timeout. We're going to take it with him. 1:25 to go in the second quarter. 13-10, Buckeyes ahead of Jets. Quick break here in your Game of the Week on 103.9 FM WAIS.
This is XYZ Insurance. How can I help?
I have a question about my home policy.
Okay, question about phone policy.
Home policy.
Okay, gnome policy.
HOME, home.
Technology is great, but sometimes it's better to talk with a real person. With Erie Insurance, you have a caring, independent agent who's with you from beginning to end. Your Erie agent is McFadden Insurance. Get a quote today by calling 753-1905. Go to erieinsurance.com for company licensure and product details.
That man. Call the man. Call the man. Just call the man. Just call the man. You better call that man. Call the man. We'll call the man. Call the man. Why didn't you call the man? I should have called the man like you said.
Call Coach's Appliance Heating and Air to take care of your appliances along with your heating and cooling needs. Call or text Nick today at 740-594-1865. That's 740-594-1865. A family-owned business since 1986. Coach's Appliance Heating and Air. The high school game of the week on 770 WAIS, 103.9 FM, and WAISAMradio.com.
Down an I formation, first and 10 at their own 25, ahead of the Jets by 3 points with 1:25 to go in the second quarter. They're going to run a reverse pass here as Inman takes the ball. He's got a lot of pressure in the backfield. He's going to just get rid of this, and it's going to go down as an incomplete pass. He did well to find Dakota Cunningham there, or else that would have been an intentional grounding. And the bad thing about it is Cunningham still took a shot because the Jets just didn't know if that was a live ball, which
Nelsonville-York
played to the
kind of
whistle.
a penalty or something like that, but the whistle didn't blow. Is
Yeah.
the point. Inman, they tried to do that halfback pass, which they've gotten success for this season, but just did not have anything there. He didn't like what he saw. Again, made something out of nothing to get an incomplete pass. Otherwise, that's like a 20-yard loss.
Yeah, he did the one thing you're not supposed to do, and that's run backwards.
Yeah.
And you can't fault the athlete for trying to be an athlete, right? But
it's what you take, right? It's
Yeah.
the give and go. That's why he's the X factor is, yeah, he may do things that you worry and you get scared about, like on that play, but at the same time, he completes that play, and you've got a touchdown.
Right, and Union Local was definitely not fooled by it, as they have it now. Second and 10, again, very close to taking an intentional grounding there, but Cunningham was in the area, and it did fall to his feet. Second and 10 at the 25, I formation. Got there, receives the handoff, goes off C-gap left side, gets to about the 28-yard line.
Yeah, no surprise there. I think the Buckeyes will keep this on the ground here as well and see if they can just chew up some clock, punt it away.
And Union Local is going to take a timeout, and we're going to take it with them. With 1:06 left in the second quarter, 13-10, Buckeyes ahead of the Jets. Don't go anywhere here in the Game of the Week on 103.9 FM WAIS.
Nothing really ever stays the same. Things get better or they get worse. Things grow or they get smaller. Communities are no exception. The life of a community is determined by the activities of the people who live there. What we do today will decide the future. Shop locally whenever you can. First National Bank. Together we grow. Member FDIC. Online at first-national.com.
Rutland Bottled Gas has propane for almost every need. Home, farm, industry, greenhouse, lodges, and cabin rentals. They sell and install heaters made by Buck Stove, Empire Comfort Systems, and Heat Star. Ranges by Crosley and grills by Weber. Rutland's specialty is installing and setting up propane systems that make your world more comfortable. 2 offices to serve you. The Plains at 177 North Plains Road and in Rutland at 282 Main Street. Stop by, call, or visit them at rutlandbottlegas.com for more information. Rutland Bottled Gas since 1947. 740-797-4675. The high school game of the week on 770 WAIS, 103.9 FM, and WAISAMradio.com.
3rd and 6 here for the Buckeyes. Shotgun formation. Sullivan takes the snap, follows Cunningham off the right-hand side. He gets to about the 35. It should be enough for a first down, which would almost eliminate the threat of a score pending any turnovers, which will knock on wood. We'll move the chains. 1st and 10 at the 36 with 55 seconds left in this first half. Nelsonville-York trying to extend their lead. 13-10 is the current score. Sullivan, shotgun set, fakes the handoff to Cunningham, keeps himself, got a nice kick-out block on the outside, 30 or 40-yard line, 45, lowers the shoulder. That's Inman, isn't it?
Yep.
It was not Sullivan.
Rush back to it, see if they can't do something with this 45 seconds.
Yeah, I think they've got 1, maybe 2 timeouts left as they're just shy of midfield at their own 49 with 43 seconds. He did stay in bounds, so the clock rolls. 40 seconds, 1st and 10. As we wait to snap, is Sullivan. This time he gets it out to the flash to Hodgson. It is completed to 45 across midfield and taken out around the 46 of Union Local. He's still in bounds. The clock will keep rolling here. Nelsonville does call a timeout. We're going to keep it here. 13-10 is your score. 27 seconds left. So they got about 46 yards to go, 27 seconds. I think there's one timeout left, maybe two.
I'd like to see Nelsonville-York take some shots here. Thompson has already had a huge play there. Maybe just have him try to go one-on-one and beat a defender. I don't imagine it's going to be one-on-one. They'll probably shade a safety over his way. Walker Stone, though, I mean, he's got to be itching for some payback.
Yeah.
Maybe I go that direction. But if I'm the Buckeyes, I know I'm getting the ball back. I'm going to take a couple shots here.
Yeah, and last week we saw them happy to take a lead against Athens at halftime. Yeah. I feel like it might be a similar mindset, but the worst thing you can do is throw a pick six or something here, which would really change the outcome a little bit, especially going into it. So we'll wait and see. We're just speculating to kill some time.
Yeah, I would still like to see it. That's my
sure,
point.
absolutely.
I'd like to see them take some shots here because it could really boost your momentum going into the half. Yeah, you've still got the lead, but if you've got the ability to add some points, why not?
Looks like Inman will take the snapping duties. Traditionally, he comes in ready to run the ball, but we know he can throw the ball. We've seen it. He ran that reverse pass. He's thrown some bombs this year, so this could be a time to run maybe play action with Inman as they come out trips left. Cunningham to the left of Inman. Takes the snap, rolling around to the left. They do have the play action. He's got pressure on the backside. He senses it, steps up, and he's taken down at the 46. So no gain on that. I think he just let that go to halftime, right? Or maybe I guess I'd like to call it just one play. Take your chances. It's not a pick six.
I think that's exactly what it is. They're going to call a timeout with 11 seconds left and then try it from here. But Thompson was open, too.
Yeah.
He was open.
Unfortunately, he just never got the time to get set as he's rolling around left. And Nelsonville did take a timeout. He's rolling around left, and I don't know who missed their assignment, but the head defensive lineman get through right away. And that kind of killed any chance to look downfield as he had to reverse and try to avoid a couple other people there. So play just never really got going is my point.
Yeah. Again, I like the idea of taking the shots here because you talk about it being you don't want to try to pick six, but that's not as likely. It becomes more of a long punt.
Yeah.
So you're going to probably bring him down. I want to see him try it. I don't want to see him play scared. You're in the playoffs.
Yeah, absolutely. And, it's a situation, maybe look for hook and ladder or some sort of trick play. We know he's got probably the second biggest trick play book in the area. And he probably brought some of them with him when he came over here. So it will be 3rd and 5 from the Union Local 46, which is 11 seconds to go in this first half. The score is 13-10, but Nelsonville-York ahead of Union Local.
And then with the timeout at the 11-second mark, they do have time to throw it to the middle of the field and maybe get out to an edge and get out of bounds if need be to set up something a little shorter. But I don't think they're trying to do anything short to do that. It's got to be a longer play. And Sullivan back in at quarterback in that shotgun.
Cunningham back there with him now. Inman is the first guy. He's going to move to the right-hand side now to even it up 2 on each side. Watch see if they send him in motion for some sort of trickery. He's that X factor. 3rd and 5. He does not go in motion. Takes a snap. Sullivan looking to throw. He's going to step up in the pocket. He's got one-on-one coverage, and he's going to just be short of Alec Thompson. The ball wasn't underthrown. It was very well defended by Billy Schumacher. I don't think he could have thrown that any better, to be honest with you.
It was a good throw. Thompson makes that catch, though. It doesn't score. They bring him down. I think Nelsonville-York's out of timeouts.
Maybe one left. I don't remember.
So if they have the one, then that's still a good play. If they are out, then that would have ended the half.
That's a fun matchup, though. Billy Schumacher comes in 6'1", 160. Alec Thompson looking at 6 foot, 175. So as far as we can tell, they're almost the same mirror image. 4 seconds left. The offense stays out on the field. Probably just going to send this deep once more. Yep. Same formation. Well, this time Inman is currently on the left-hand side for a trips left.
Slot, yeah.
Sullivan takes snap. He's going to throw this out to Walker Stone. He's got a couple blockers in front of him on essentially a bubble screen. If he tries to go out across the middle, he's going to go down at the 30-yard line. If he could have kicked that out to the left-hand side, he would have had a better shot. But that is the end of the first half here from Boston Field. 13-10 is your score. Nelsonville-York ahead of Union Local. We're going to take a quick break, but don't go anywhere. The Athens Insurance Services halftime show coming up on the other side here on your Game of the Week on 103.9 FM WAIS.
Since 1926, Athens Insurance Services has focused on doing one thing and doing it well, providing peace of mind through affordable, comprehensive insurance protection. Whether you're looking for car insurance for your new teenage driver, home insurance for your first home, protection for your business or life insurance, they've got you covered. Representing Central Insurance Company, count on Andrew, Mike, Kendra, Hannah, Chelsea, and Brent. Athens Insurance Services at 375 Richland Avenue. Call 740-593-6639.
Let's be honest. The only way you should have glass work done around the house or at your business is by a professional. And that professional is Pidcock Glass in Nelsonville. They do glass replacement, storm window and repairs, and patio door glass. They do custom glass, mirrors, plexiglass, and Lexan. They can even cut custom glass of all shapes. Call Pidcock Glass today at 740-753-4527 or stop in at 500 East Canal Street in Nelsonville. Check them out online at pidcockglass.com.
If you're looking for a quality pre-owned vehicle, come to Tinks Auto Trading Post, located on State Route 13, just off of Route 33 and Columbus Road in Athens. With over 30 years of experience, you can trust that you will get a great deal at a great price. We also offer routine maintenance on your cars, such as brakes, oil changes, and tires. Tinks Auto Trading Post, where less overhead means less markup. Remember to think change for your next great car deal. Tinks Auto Trading Post, 740-594-8465, or visit us on the web at tinksautotradingpost.com.
There's only one perfect food for watching or listening to sports. Pizza! Get ready for the game by calling one of the 3 locations of Little Italy Pizza in Nelsonville, Gloucester, or New Straitsville. Dough made fresh every day with 3 crusts to choose from, with all the toppings a pizza lover craves. Little Italy Pizza also features mouth-watering subs, sandwiches, salads, and appetizers. Open 7 days a week. Gloucester, New Straitsville, and Nelsonville. Locally owned and operated.
I'm Dr. Amy Maggard, and I'm a pediatrician at Holzer in Athens. Choosing to practice here meant coming home for me, and I'm able to give back to the community that I love. When it comes to local health care, think Holzer first.
I'm Dr. Aaron Ramsey, and I've been a chiropractor here at Holzer Athens for 20 years. I love this community and its people. It's why I choose to work and raise my family here. It's all about community, and that's why I think Holzer first.
Rutland Bottled Gas has propane for almost every need. Home, farm, industry, greenhouse, lodges, and cabin rentals. They sell and install heaters made by Buck Stove, Empire Comfort Systems, and Heat Star. Ranges by Crosley and grills by Weber. Rutland's specialty is installing and setting up propane systems that make your world more comfortable. 2 offices to serve you. The Plains at 177 North Plains Road and in Rutland at 282 Main Street. Stop by, call, or visit them at rutlandbottlegas.com for more information. Rutland Bottled Gas since 1947. 740-797-4675.
In Nelsonville, Fred Wolf Automotive is your local solution to your automotive needs. Whether it's your first car or your last, they are here to help. People always ask, who is Fred Wolf? He was their great-great-grandpa who had a car dealership in Nelsonville in the 1950s. They thought it was fitting to bring his name and some of his entrepreneurial spirit back to life. The inventory is constantly changing, so if they do not have what you are looking for, please give them a call. Local people who love to help local people. Fred Wolf Automotive, located at 1273 Chestnut Street in Nelsonville, 614-309-1756.
Nothing really ever stays the same. Things get better or they get worse. Things grow or they get smaller. Communities are no exception. The life of a community is determined by the activities of the people who live there. What we do today will decide the future. Shop locally whenever you can. First National Bank. Together we grow. Member FDIC. Online at first-national.com.
Since 1926, Athens Insurance Services has focused on doing one thing and doing it well, providing peace of mind through affordable, comprehensive insurance protection. Whether you're looking for car insurance for your new teenage driver, home insurance for your first home, protection for your business, or life insurance, they've got you covered. Representing Central Insurance Company, count on Andrew, Mike, Kendra, Hannah, Chelsea, and Brent. Athens Insurance Services at 375 Richland Avenue. Call 740-593-6639.
What's one of the worst feelings you can get? The one that hits you in the pit of your stomach. You can't find your keys. I have a solution. Announcing the new location of Athens Automotive Keys at 528 Richland Avenue in Athens. Dan and Gloria can take care of lost keys, transponder keys and programming, key duplication for house or business, and they now provide locksmith service. Athens Automotive Keys is open Monday through Friday, noon till 5:30 at 528 Richland Avenue, Athens. Call 740-590-6843. The high school game of the week on 770 WAIS, 103.9 FM, and WAISAMradio.com.
Welcome to the Athens Insurance Services halftime show here from legendary Boston Field as the Nelsonville-York Buckeyes have a 13-10 lead over the Union Local Jets in a game that was kind of the tale of two different quarters, right, Joe?
It really was. That first quarter, it was kind of what we saw last week, just chewed up a lot of time. This time both teams had a little bit of saying in that, but then the second quarter just blew up.
And you know, I called it kind of, I think I said it off the air, but it's sort of an air raid. I certainly came into this game underestimating the attack through the air of Union Local. In the pregame, they didn't look too threatening, but I couldn't have been more wrong.
Well, I mean, they can throw that ball around. It's pretty accurate. What we got to hope for is that Tomlinson's okay. I said his wrong name. His name's wrong, didn't I? Tomalonis. That Tomalonis is okay because he went out there and didn't get to finish their last drive. We never saw him come back, but I don't think he plays defense anyway, but we didn't see him come back over. So hopefully he's okay. It looked to me like maybe he got the wind knocked out of him because it was a hard spear-type hit by Hodgson that put him down. So hopefully he's okay, because if they're not, this is a completely different second half.
Yeah.
He was dealing out there throwing that ball around.
And I will say we saw one or two plays of Kobe Carpenter come in relief there. He was just the junior for the Jets, and he looked okay. The play that he ended up fumbling the ball, he bailed on early.
Yeah, he missed what would have been a touchdown, in my opinion, with what the route ran, because he was looking over that left side again, which they're picking on for whatever reason in terms of the scouting report on what they think Nelsonville-York has out there. It was kind of an in-and-out move, and it was going to be wide open for a touchdown. But the defensive pressure was there. He came up out of it. Great hit again by the Buckeyes. 3 or 4 straight plays where they were hitting hard, and that caused that fumble, which Landon Inman was able to pick up. Not a perfect game by either side in terms of big plays on both sides. Starting with the first drive for Union Local, they were able to bring it down all the way down the field, and then they were just hitting. Every pass was completed. They tried to throw one a little bit to the left side. I think Saunders might have been the intended target. It went past him right into the waiting arms of Walker Stone, who had a nice return. That was around the 5-minute mark of the first quarter left. They end up 0-0 in the first. Jets got the point scoring for us, though, started on a field goal, which is not something we see in our area very often. 32-yard field goal by Jeff Bolin with 7:08 left in the second quarter. Put the Jets up 3-0. Nelsonville-York, though, struck right back. That was a little bit above 7:08, because at 7:08, 69-yard touchdown pass, Alec Thompson from Cameron Sullivan, making it 6-3. Sullivan would miss the extra point. Thompson, though, on that play, again, came back for it, got underneath it, caught it, put his foot in the ground, turned, got away from all the defenders, did a great job of getting it to the end zone. Not to be outdone, Union Local comes right back with a 76-yard pass. So, okay, you can do 69. We're going to up that up to 76. Saunders caught it from Tomalonis, and the extra point was good on that one, so 10-6. And, again, they were picking on that left side. There was a big play earlier on the left side, too. Walker Stone came out, got coached up, and then that one got picked on or got thrown to that left side. I forget who was on it at that point. Then coming right back, Nelsonville-York, 32-yard touchdown run from Gautier with excellent blocking from Dakota Cunningham and Logan Meek on back-to-back plays. The first one gave him the first down. The second one sprung him for that touchdown. Sullivan got that kick through, so 13-10 is where we stand. And as we mentioned, the stop on the fumble recovery for Landon Inman.
Yeah, so, again, first quarter saw one completed drive on each team. Both of them stopping just shy of the red zone or right inside the red zone. And the second quarter was where the attacks came out. I will say I don't think Union Local was intending to pick on one player, as in a Walker Stone, because even when he came out, Holden Hodgson was their replacement. So I think they trust their guys more than...
I think they're trying to avoid the right side with Thompson.
I agree, but I think my point was, like, hey, we know our guys got some speed. We're going to trust them. So we got about 14 minutes left here in the halftime show, so we're going to take our first break of the Athens Insurance Services halftime show. More of it coming up on the other side of this break here on your Game of the Week on 103.9 FM WAIS.
What's one of the worst feelings you can get? The one that hits you in the pit of your stomach. You can't find your keys. I have a solution. Announcing the new location of Athens Automotive Keys at 528 Richland Avenue in Athens. Dan and Gloria can take care of lost keys, transponder keys and programming, key duplication for house or business, and they now provide locksmith service. Athens Automotive Keys is open Monday through Friday, noon till 5:30 at 528 Richland Avenue, Athens. Call 740-590-6843.
That man. Call the man. Call the man. Just call the man. Just call the man. You better call that man. Call the man. We'll call the man. Call the man. Why didn't you call the man? I should have called the man like you said.
Call Coach's Appliance Heating and Air to take care of your appliances along with your heating and cooling needs. Call Call or text Nick today at 740-594-1865. That's 740-594-1865. A family-owned business since 1986. Coach's Appliance Heating and Air.
Let's be honest. The only way you should have glass work done around the house or at your business is by a professional. And that professional is Pidcock Glass in Nelsonville. They do glass replacement, storm window and repairs, and patio door glass. They do custom glass, mirrors, plexiglass, and Lexan. They can even cut custom glass of all shapes. Call Pidcock Glass today at 740-753-4527 or stop in at 500 East Canal Street in Nelsonville. Check them out online at pidcockglass.com.
Tax season's greetings from your friends at H&R Block. Whether you choose to file virtually, in person, or via drop-off, let's make it a season worth celebrating. File your way with H&R Block and get upfront, transparent pricing, expert help at every step, and a max refund guarantee that means you'll ring in the season by getting every dollar you deserve. All tax situations are different. Not everyone gets a refund. Limitations apply. See hrblock.com/guarantees.
H&R Block at 507 Richland Avenue in the old Morrison School Building in Athens. 740-589-5403.
Since 1926, Athens Insurance Services has focused on doing one thing and doing it well, providing peace of mind through affordable, comprehensive insurance protection. Whether you're looking for car insurance for your new teenage driver, home insurance for your first home, protection for your business, or life insurance, they've got you covered. Representing Central Insurance Company, count on Andrew, Mike, Kendra, Hannah, Chelsea, and Brent. Athens Insurance Services at 375 Richland Avenue. Call 740-593-6639.
Football season is here. Keep your athletes at their best with Holzer in Athens. Dr. Jason Cox Orthopedics and Dr. Aaron Ramsey Chiropractic Care are currently accepting new patients. From follow-up care to injury repair, our healthcare team at Holzer Athens will keep your athlete in the game. Call 855-446-5937 to schedule your appointment today. That's 855-446-5937.
The hottest tip of the season is about to drop. Are you ready for it? I don't think you're ready. Okay. Here it is. When you order in the McDonald's app, you can get exclusive offers. Just listen to these deals. Get 2 tasty sausage burritos for $3 or free medium fries when you spend $1. You heard it here first. Skip the lines and save money. Win-win. New hot deals are dropping in the app all the time, and we're about to turn up the heat. Ba-da-ba-ba-ba. Offer valid 10/28/24 through 11/17/24. Participating McDonald's. Valid once a day. Must opt into rewards. Valid when product served.
The high school game of the week on 770 WAIS, 103.9 FM, and WAISAMradio.com.
The Athens Insurance Services halftime show here, where Nelsonville-York has a 13-10 lead over Union Local. Some local scores here coming through. Our sister station has Trimble versus Fisher Catholic. That is a 22-0 lead. Tomcats over Fisher Catholic. Watterson 30, Warren 0. Gahanna 17, Reynoldsburg 6, Canal and Westerville South tied at 7, Miller 21, Southern 6. I think that's the correct Southern this time. Waverly 21, and I think that's Fairfield Union 7. Pickerington Central 55, Watkins 6, Greenport 27, Delaware Hayes 7, Liberty 35, Lancaster 0. We're trying to get an Athens score for you. Last I heard they were up 7-0, but that's been a while on those scores, of course, coming from Mark Hunter himself. Mark, appreciate you. Again, it's 13-10 here in favor of the home Buckeyes, and really what's been, it was a little slow again in the first quarter, but second quarter was much bigger, and keys to the second half, of course, the health of Tomalonis is again big. We don't know exactly the extent of the injury, but he did go down, and we never saw him again for the first half, but it was a defensive end of the first half mostly. He had to sit out for 2 plays. So without him, I don't know how much his offense changed, because I really like what I saw out of Isaiah Tomalonis. He's a junior, and then Colby Carpenter is going to spell him as needed. And really, we didn't see enough of Carpenter to know what he's capable of.
Well, Tomalonis is a senior. It's Carpenter that's a junior.
Oh, did I say it backwards?
Yeah, so
you're right.
Just so that we know that's probably what their future is, so you feel like they've got something with him to be ready. But it's going to be vastly different, I feel, if Tomalonis is not out there, because he was so accurate in what he was doing and moving that ball around. His receivers were right on point, too. It felt like, I know this is going to be weird to say, Andy, but maybe you can explain better than I am. It felt like Union Local's offense was better tonight, but Nelsonville-York's defense was better here in the first half. You see what I'm saying? In terms of their flow of what they were doing, Union Local was able to get big plays over and over again, and then Nelsonville-York's defense able to make big plays as well, which set up their offense to make something out of it. It was very similar to what I thought we saw last week against Athens in this first half.
And I think some of it comes down to what I talked about being a big key factor for Nelsonville-York, and the defense is the bend, don't break.
Yeah.
They got down to inside the 10-yard line, and they forced that turnover the first drive. Now, they did put up 10 points. You're going to take a field goal. You know, you're not going to beat this Nelsonville-York team in Week 11 or Week 1 of playoffs with field goals. So you're going to take that. I count that as a win. So just one touchdown on the board. I think you're sitting okay. So I think it's that bend, don't break mentality. But, you know, it speaks to the confidence the coaching staff has in Colby Carpenter, because typically you'll see a backup come in and they just run the ball. They ran the ball the first play with Carpenter. The second play, they set him out to throw it. And, again, that's a teaching moment. He is a junior, but he's still learning out there. I'm sure he got a lot of time on the JV unit squad this year. He gave up on it too early. You called it. You think he would have had a touchdown. And instead,
also, it was the first play, really, because the first one didn't really do anything. So it was the first really set that he had a chance to look at. Coming in cold and having to throw a fastball for a touchdown, maybe just not ready. So maybe he does settle in. But we won't know any of that until we get started in the second half on whether Tom Lotus is back.
Right, but it certainly does speak to the confidence that he has gotten in the coaching staff. But otherwise, I really like what I've seen out of Brody Perzanowski, Logan Hess. They've got a lot of pieces on this team, and it's a veteran-led team.
Yeah. And for Nelsonville-York, it feels like much of the same in terms of their big stars and what they're doing. Gautier handling the ball the way he is. Dakota Cunningham lead block and running the ball at times. The Logan Meek block on the outside 2 in a row. Those were really nice to see. Landon Inman, that X factor. We saw the good. We saw the almost bad. Then he made something out of it on the incomplete pass that could have gone for a 20-yard loss. And we saw Alec Thompson. I'm telling you, once they get that ball in his hands, good things happen. They just can't really figure out how to get it to him enough times, for my liking at least, and probably for his too, although he won't say anything.
Well, yeah, I mean, these kids want the ball every play. And I had to feel good for Alec Thompson because, again, he's the guy who's going to draw a double team every time he's out there. So he's had a bit of what I would call a dry spell, and that's with all due respect. It's just he demands that much attention, similar to what Austin Gautier demands in the run game. And he had a big run in there, too, so that had to be nice for him. But the player I'm falling more and more in love with here for the Buckeyes is Dakota Cunningham, because he is getting the ball more and more, but that's not what I love. He's that cog. He's getting all these nice kick-out blocks. He can do everything from the block, and he's the big reason Gautier got that big, 45-yard touchdown run?
32-yard. The setup before that was that 17, though, so you're in the right ballpark. It was just 2 plays. But you're right. I mean, Nelsonville-York's strength relies on a great offensive line that opens these holes initially. Dakota Cunningham, the lead blocking, which springs Gautier, and then his receivers blocking on the outside. When all those factors are running, you talk about the cog, it's a perfect clock.
Yeah. And obviously, you know, I love my big guys up front. And the 2 big ones that come to mind are, of course, Will Odenthal and then
Caleb Layton tonight on offense. Yeah. He's been playing tonight offense like he did last week. And both those players playing both sides of the ball, rotating in. But Nelsonville-York's line is where I think is going to push them throughout the rest of this postseason if they can get this one here tonight.
And I will speak as we do see Isaiah Tomalonis is out there throwing the ball.
That's good to see.
We hope the young man is healthy. He's got a can of the amount of sportsmanship we've seen between both teams. We call it out every chance we get, but we haven't had much of the opportunity with all the action going on here. But we've seen multiple opportunities. When Nelsonville-York had a big interception, one of the first guys who came up and he fixed the shoulder pad on a Nelsonville-York player was somebody from Union Local.
Yeah.
So just love to see the sportsmanship. We have an exciting second half coming up, but we're still about 4.5 minutes away from that. But we are going to take our second break here on the Athens Insurance Services halftime show. More of it, the finale coming up here on the other side, here on your Game of the Week on 103.9 FM WAIS.
Rutland Bottle Gas has propane for almost every need. Home, farm, industry, greenhouse, lodges, and cabin rentals. They sell and install heaters made by Buck Stove, Empire Comfort Systems, and Heat Star. Ranges by Crosley and grills by Weber. Rutland's specialty is installing and setting up propane systems that make your world more comfortable. 2 offices to serve you. The Plains at 177 North Plains Road and in Rutland at 282 Main Street. Stop by, call, or visit them at rutlandbottlegas.com for more information. Rutland Bottle Gas since 1947. 740-797-4675.
Since 1926, Athens Insurance Services has focused on doing one thing and doing it well, providing peace of mind through affordable, comprehensive insurance protection. Whether you're looking for car insurance for your new teenage driver, home insurance for your first home, protection for your business, or life insurance, they've got you covered. Representing Central Insurance Company, count on Andrew, Mike, Kendra, Hannah, Chelsea, and Brent. Athens Insurance Services at 375 Richland Avenue. Call 740-593-6639.
Football season is here. Keep your athletes at their best with Holzer in Athens. Dr. Jason Cox Orthopedics and Dr. Aaron Ramsey Chiropractic Care are currently accepting new patients. From follow-up care to injury repair, our healthcare team at Holzer Athens will keep your athlete in the game. Call 855-446-5937 to schedule your appointment today. That's 855-446-5937.
The hottest tip of the season is about to drop. Are you ready for it? I don't think you're ready. Okay, here it is. When you order in the McDonald's app, you can get exclusive offers. Just listen to these deals. Get 2 tasty sausage burritos for $3 or free medium fries when you spend $1. You heard it here first. Skip the lines and save money. Win-win. New hot deals are dropping in the app all the time, and we're about to turn up the heat. Ba-da-ba-ba-ba. Offer valid 10/28/24 through 11/17/24. Participating McDonald's. Valid once a day. Must opt into rewards. Valid when product served.
That man. Call the man. Call the man. Just call the man. Just call the man. You better call that man. Call the man. We'll call the man. Call the man. Why didn't you call the man? I should have called the man like you said.
Call Coach's Appliance Heating and Air to take care of your appliances along with your heating and cooling needs. Call or text Nick today at 740-594-1865. That's 740-594-1865. A family-owned business since 1986. Coach's Appliance Heating and Air.
Nothing really ever stays the same. Things get better or they get worse. Things grow or they get smaller. Communities are no exception. The life of a community is determined by the activities of the people who live there. What we do today will decide the future. Shop locally whenever you can. First National Bank. Together we grow. Member FDIC. Online at first-national.com.
I'm Dr. Amy Maggart, and I'm a pediatrician at Holzer in Athens. Choosing to practice here meant coming home for me, and I'm able to give back to the community that I love. When it comes to local health care, think Holzer first.
I'm Dr. Aaron Ramsey, and I've been a chiropractor here at Holzer Athens for 20 years. I love this community and its people. It's why I choose to work and raise my family here. It's all about community, and that's why I think Holzer first.
The high school game of the week on 770 WAIS, 103.9 FM, and WAISAMradio.com.
Welcome back to the conclusion of the Athens Insurance Services halftime show here from Boston Field, where the Nelsonville-York Buckeyes are ahead 13-10 over Union Local. And Mark Hunter reporting that Athens is up 14-0 as well. So all 3 county teams in the postseason off to a good start here. We'll see if we can finish things off. Union Local, for their part, will be kicking off left to right on your radio dial. 2 Buckeyes back deep, one standing at the 10, one moves up to the 5.
We get to see the sprinter track and field formation again for Union Local.
This is one of those situations where you just got to be awake. I'm sure they told their guys on the front row, hey, let's be prepared for any kind of trickery up there as the last 5 seconds come off. Obviously, it's big. If you're Nelsonville-York or even if you're Union Local, you know you're down by 3. You could potentially be facing a 10-point deficit at the end of this drive if all things go well for the Buckeyes. So it's one of those situations that you have to keep an eye out.
High-pressure drive starting us off here in the second half. Either way, really.
And doing the kicking duty for Union Local is Jeff Bolin.
Yep, he was able to get those extra points through, or the field goal through and the extra point through.
He does take about one of the longest run-ups you'll see in high school football, a full 10 yards. The kick is off. He does kick this off deep. It's going to go over the head of the 2 Buckeyes, and they let it go. And it does not go in the end zone. They pick it up at the 1-yard line. It's Thompson, I believe.
That was a huge miscommunication. I think both of the backs, the deep backs, both thought the other was going to go get it, and neither of them did it. It stopped right at the 1-yard line. Yeah. It's not the way you want to start out for the Buckeyes.
It certainly did not appear that they were going to let it go into the end zone. I think, like you said, that they each thought the other was going to get it. And it's not an issue if it does go in the end zone, but as you said, it died at the 1. They do bring it out to the 6-yard line for a gain of about 5.
I think you said it was Thompson to go back and eventually get it. I mean, credit to him for doing that, because the recognition to see it. Otherwise, they just pick it up.
Does force them to come out in an I formation, which they probably were anyway. Cunningham lead blocks for Gautier. Tries to extend the play on the outside. He's got pressure in the backfield. He's going to go down
So about a
For
yard.
a loss? No, he's going to lose
Oh, he
about
got lost,
3
yeah.
yards, I think.
I think I had him starting at the
the
2.
They picked it up at the 1 and got it out to the 6, and now they lost 3 yards on that. That's
Wow.
one of those. I don't know if it was drawn up that way. It was a delayed handoff to the outside, but I think you probably just run that up the middle and try to get a couple yards to get out of the shadow of the goalpost. But loss of 3 there makes us 2nd and 13 back at the 3. I formation. Sullivan takes the snap, hands ball to Gautier off the left-hand side. He cuts up and he gets out to the 10.
Much better.
The official spot's going to be the 11, so a pickup of 8.
Well, to your point, they went middle that time. They went up the middle on the left side.
Makes this a 3rd and medium, 3rd and about 5 for the Buckeyes to start things out here. Getting the 3 and out would be monumental for this Union local defense.
And it's a huge play for the Buckeyes, too, because otherwise they punt it away, and they would have great field position.
Under center is Sullivan, showing pressure off the right side. They do send him. They hand the ball off the guy. Gets a nice pickup by Cunningham. Gets about the 14.
Pretty short.
Yeah, he's going to be a couple yards short, so it should be about 4th and 2.
And a good job by Union Local as they got a man down here. They're going to see if they can get him up and let him walk this off. But a good job by them to kind of jump that snap and get a chance at it. So they'll take an injury timeout for him.
Yeah, we're going to take the timeout with them. Big 4th down coming up here on the other side. 10:30 to go in the 3rd quarter, 13-10. Nelsonville-York ahead of Union Local. Don't go anywhere. More Game of the Week coming up here on 103.9 FM WAIS.
The hottest sip of the season is about to drop. Are you ready for it? I don't think you're ready. Okay, here it is. When you order in the McDonald's app, you can get exclusive offers. Just listen to these deals. Get 2 tasty sausage burritos for $3 or free medium fries when you spend $1. You heard it here first. Skip the lines and save money. Win-win. New hot deals are dropping in the app all the time, and we're about to turn up the heat. Ba-da-ba-ba-ba. Offer valid 10/28/24 through 11/17/24. Participating McDonald's. Valid once a day. Must opt into rewards. Valid when product served.
The high school game of the week on 770 WAIS, 103.9 FM, and WAISAMradio.com.
4th and 2. The offense stays out.
Buckeyes are going to punt.
Okay, all right.
He's back there. You couldn't see him.
I didn't see him, and then I was like, why is Will Odendahl in the backfield? Low snap, he's able to pick it up, and he does get the kick off his Endman. He gets a nice kick.
Good
He got
kick.
a back pedal.
Oh,
He
and
lost
he
the
touched
punt.
that.
And Nelsonville-York's trying to get to it. I don't think Alec Thompson got to it.
No,
I think Union Local
did.
got to it at the 45.
Oh, that would have been huge.
Big play potential here as he muffs the punt.
See, that's why I like basketball. That oblong ball, you don't know what bounce it's taking. Nelsonville-York, if that's a basketball, gets that. I'm just saying.
But don't you like the unexpected? Joe?
Yeah, it was such a great play of Thompson to try to get to that to see and really disrupt the fair catch. He didn't get in and touch him or anything, but he disrupted the viewpoint, and that knocked off his hands, and they had a shot at it.
I think it was really just a booming kick by Landon Inman that really he wasn't expecting that, so he had to backpedal 10 to 15 yards. They do have a 1st and 10 at their own 46.
And Tomalonis is back out there at quarterback.
Yes, he is. Personowski to his left, trips left, 1 wide out right as they milk this clock down to 5 seconds for 3s. They snap the ball, hands the ball off to Personowski, gets hit in the backfield.
Good job by the Buckeyes. Dakota Cunningham, Caleb Layton there, and also, I believe, Logie in on the hit.
He did get forward for a gain of 1 there. Make this 2nd and 9. You know, if you're Union Local, you got the stop you needed, and you're obviously looking to try to take the lead here. If you're Nelsonville-York, you got to get a stop, right?
Absolutely. It's one of the things that Nelsonville-York hangs its hat on, you know?
You're like, yeah, that's football, Andy. 2nd and 9 here from the 47.
State the obvious.
Tomalonis shotgun formation. Personowski to his right, 1 wide out far right, 2 to left, 1 slot left, hands the ball to Personowski, dances at the line of scrimmage, gets across midfield, 45, and taken down around the 42 of Nelsonville-York. So a nice run there by Brody Personowski. I like what I'm seeing out of him, too.
Yeah, patient runner. He runs well up with the high style running, too.
With these red and white uniforms, reminds you of the Chiefs, and he's number 15, so I feel like I'm looking at Patrick Mahomes the whole time. But 1st and 10 across midfield to the Nelsonville-York 42-yard line. Personowski lines up to the left of Tomalonis. 2 wideouts left, 1 far right. 5-3 defense by the Buckeyes, showing pressure off that left side. They do not send. He's hit in the backfield. He bounces off a would-be tackle. He's still sticking with him, and he finally got taken down but not by, was it Jaden?
It's Caden McWilliams that had him twice, and he's frustrated. I had him coach.
Yeah. But they still did lose 2 yards. So you're saying, you don't get to tackle, but you held him up long enough for us to get to him. So, there's not the statistic you want, but it's the statistic the defense needed for a loss of 2 to make this 2nd and 12 at the Nelsonville-York 44.
One of the smaller defensive tackles you're going to see in our area. You can see him out there compared to the other bigger guys, but they all had his back on that one.
Yeah, he's listed at 5'8", and that feels generous. Shotgun formation for Tomalonis. Personowski to his left is going to follow him off the left-hand side. He's got pressure by Layton in the backfield. He gets away from him, but taken down by another Buckeye, but not before he picks up about 5 yards.
That's a good sign, though, for Union local fans to know that he must be feeling okay for them to call that play. That was a keeper all the way, and so whatever he was dealing with at the end of the first half should be behind him.
Yeah, I mean, there's just no hesitation out there for him, too, which speaks to his toughness, too, at least his assumed toughness. I don't act like I know the guy, but it does bring up 3rd and 7 here.
Yeah, big 3rd down, too, for both squads again.
Potentially 4-down territory for the Jets. Probably depends on what you get on this play. I think we're likely to see some Personowski handoff here, maybe a QB read. Come out shotgun set, 2 wideouts right, 1 left. That's we work 4-3 defense, 4 on the play clock to snap the ball. Fakes the handoff, looking to pass. He's got one-on-one coverage on the left-hand side. He gets away from pressure in the backfield. He's going to try to air this out now, and it's going to be underthrown.
And the Buckeyes made the adjustment. 2 guys on him over on that left side the entire way. They shaded the safety. The freshman, we called his name earlier in number 7, Brandon Handley, was over there ready. There was nothing there. There was a slight window for a moment, but once again, the defensive line made that pressure, made the quarterback run around and get away from it. By the time he was ready to go again, it was closed up.
Great pocket awareness there by Tomalonis as well, as he stepped up to avoid, I think it was Caleb Layton or Jaron Layton coming off that right end. The offense stays out there for a 4th and 7 at the Nelsonville-York 39. You might think to just try to pin him deep here. They send a man under center here. Maybe just trying to get him to go. I think they got Logan Hess under center who went for a snap. They're going to get a timeout, trying to get him to jump offside, but they do not. Timeout taken by Union Local. We're going to take it with them. 7:19 to go in the 3rd quarter. Nelsonville-York with a 3-point lead over Union Local. This is your game of the week on 103.9 FM WAIS.
This is XYZ Insurance. How can I help?
I have a question about my home policy.
Okay, question about phone policy.
Home policy.
Okay, gnome policy.
HOME, home.
Technology is great, but sometimes it's better to talk with a real person. With Erie Insurance, you have a caring, independent agent who's with you from beginning to end. Your Erie agent is McFadden Insurance. Get a quote today by calling 753-1905. Go to erieinsurance.com for company licensure and product details.
If you're looking for a quality pre-owned vehicle, come to Tink's Auto Trading Post, located on State Route 13, just off of Route 33 and Columbus Road in Athens. With over 30 years of experience, you can trust that you will get a great deal at a great price. We also offer routine maintenance on your cars, such as brakes, oil changes, and tires. Tink's Auto Trading Post, where less overhead means less markup. Remember to think Tink for your next great car deal. Tink's Auto Trading Post, 740-594-8465, or visit us on the web at tinksautotradingpost.com.
The high school game of the week on 770 WAIS, 103.9 FM, and WAISAMradio.com.
Field here for this 4th and 7. Tomalonis takes a snap, rolls around to the right-hand side. He overthrows his intended receiver. Now that's going to go down incomplete. Holden Hodgson and Landon Edmond on coverage there. He threw it toward Billy Schumacher. He might have had him if he threw him on the left shoulder, but it was very good coverage.
It was just too high, too. Him having a leap for that with that coverage wasn't going to get done, and the backside receiver was already too far downfield. So I've liked what I've seen from Nelsonville-York's adjustments on defense. They're basically following the quarterback's rolls or his eyes to send the double pressure whichever way he's going. They'll let the backside go and count on that to go one-on-one.
So the gamble does not pay off here. Nelsonville-York will take over first and 10 at their own 39, nursing a 3-point lead midway through the 3rd quarter here from Boston Field.
Feels like this is going to be a run-heavy drive.
Yeah, Edmonds out there in this Wildcat formation. Well, that's what they're calling the Bel Air. It's almost a shotgun wishbone. They hand the ball off. In the backfield was Edmond handing it to, I think, Gautier.
See, I think you still got a chance to name this the twist bone, because when we had Coach Richards on the show Wednesday night, he said he got it from Bel Air, but he didn't call it Bel Air.
Yeah, well,
you know what I mean?
He said that he named it that just as an homage to who they stole it from. His words, not mine.
I don't want to do that. I don't want you to have it.
So, gain of 3 on that. Twist bone sounds
He's
fun.
coaching. You're speaking. You're the broadcaster. You get to make it up.
It's not like anybody knows what I'm talking about anyway, right? Nobody ever listens to Andy. 2nd and 7 here for this. Okay, we'll call it the twist bone here. From the 42, high snap brings it down as Landon Inman. He's got 3 blockers ahead of him. Austin Gauthier gets a nice block on the outside. He's across midfield to 45 and lowers his shoulder at the 41 as the ball came out, but he was down. And the officials quickly coming in. Yeah, he's going to say he was down before. Where the official came in, I was afraid he's going to come down. He held his right arm up, and I was afraid he's going to point at Union Local. But
Austin Gauthier, is that where you were going?
Yes.
Go ahead and finish your point.
Gauthier is the lead blocker there, and for what it's worth, he did his part. He lowered his shoulder, but he took the licking as there was a flag on the backside. So all for naught there. But Gauthier laid his body on the line, and again, he took the licking, but he got his job done. He sprung the block.
That's what you want to see from your running back. If he's got to pick up a block, that he's doing whatever it takes. He was definitely undersized in that contact. Man, was that
It was a 15-yarder. I didn't hear what it was.
Personal foul?
Yeah, unfortunately, we didn't
at
hear
the
what
line
it
of
was.
scrimmage, though. So, I mean, it went all the way back. My goodness, that deletes a huge, huge play now.
I mean, we're talking a difference of close to 40, 45 yards, right?
My goodness.
We're back to the 28-yard line now, where Nelsonville-York will have it second and about 20-ish, 18 maybe. Inman's still in there in this twist bone set. Takes a snap, rolls around. This time going to the right-hand side. Gauthier is the lead block. Picks up a nice block this time. He's trying to reverse field. He's got to cut back up 30-yard line. The 35, the 40, and he's hit hard from behind at the 40. But he does hold on to the ball. Nice job there by Nelsonville-York and the defense, respectively, as they have a guy get up slowly.
It's still going to be 2nd and 8 out of all that.
Should
2nd
be
and 7, it
3rd
looks
and 8.
like. 3rd and 8, sorry.
We have a shaken up.
Yeah, he's taking a moment here, but good job by Landon Inman to make something out of literally nothing there, because they went to right and there was nothing there for him. He comes back and made something, get at least a manageable 3rd down now.
You know, we're going to take an injury timeout here. 6:06 left in the 3rd quarter. Buckeyes with a 3-point lead over the Jets. More 3rd quarter action coming up here on the other side of this break on 103.9 FM WAIS.
There's only one perfect food for watching or listening to sports. Pizza! Get ready for the game by calling one of the 3 locations of Little Italy Pizza in Nelsonville, Gloucester, or New Straitsville. Dough made fresh every day with 3 crusts to choose from, with all the toppings a pizza lover craves. Little Italy Pizza also features mouth-watering subs, sandwiches, salads, and appetizers. Open 7 days a week. Gloucester, New Straitsville, and Nelsonville. Locally owned and operated.
The high school game of the week on 770 WAIS, 103.9 FM, and WAISAMradio.com.
Ryder Gaynor is the injured Jet. He does get up. Hopefully it's just the wind knocked out of him. But Buckeyes are looking at a 3rd and 7 at their own 42-yard line as they come out in an I formation. Sullivan under center. Cunningham, Gauthier in the backfield. 2 wideouts, 1 on each side. Gautier's hit in the backfield, and he's going to lose a couple yards on that. Back to the just inside the 41 or just outside the 40, whichever you want to call it. So it's going to be about 4th and 8 here. You have to assume we're going to see a punt.
Yeah, I feel like the Buckeyes are maybe just punting this away. Because that wasn't a play that was going to drive up the 7-8 yards they needed at all.
Yeah, you have to wonder if they were hoping to get 6 to 7 of them, make it a manageable 4th down.
No, it's just a strange call, and that hasn't been a successful play at all this season either.
Just have to wonder if it's the lack of confidence in a passing game, though.
Yeah, maybe.
Afraid to throw an interception or something.
No.
Inman bobbles the snap on the punt. He does get the ball away, and it's a booming kick.
How did he do that?
He tries to call a fair catch, then he just orders everybody away at the 27-yard line. It's still rolling at the 5 or the 10, down to the 8-yard line. Landon Inman. Again, he bobbled that snap, and for all intents and purposes, he should have been hit in the backfield, but it looked like the Union Local guys were afraid to get a penalty, so they kind of pulled off a little bit, and then he booms it down inside the 10-yard line.
With about a half step worth of momentum, because he couldn't get any kind of run-up into it like you normally do, and it did. It took skyrocketed there, and then a great job from Hodson to keep the other players away, let that ball roll into it, and it absolutely flips the field.
The Union Local player, he called the fair catch after muffing the last one, then he backed away, saw the 15-yard roll it was doing. He tried to get back in front of it, and then the Nelsonville, I think it was Hodgson again, kind of boxed him out, saying, no, you're not getting this ball. So they have a 1st and 10 at their own 9-yard line. Tomalonis in there. Got a false start once again for this offensive line, which has really struggled. We'll say it's the crowd keeping them on their toes, right?
There you go.
So they'll march that back 5 yards to the 4-yard line as the fans here, the Buckeye faithful, are giving them an earful. 1st and 15 now, down to the 4.
It's the same player that's lined up right across from Caleb Layton that's had that penalty a couple times tonight. That's probably part of it.
I'm false starting myself. See if we get some Perzanowski here. 10 seconds on the play clock. He's going to just follow him on the left-hand side. He tries to reverse field, off the right-hand side. He goes back across the middle. It's Tomalonis, and he gets out to the 8 for a gain of about 4.
Gets it back off the wall there a little bit, but it feels like once again, if they keep trying that, it's just going to be a matter of trying to reflip the field back.
Yeah, I mean, Nelsonville-York is obviously stacking the blocks. They know you're probably running in this situation, but now that you're outside the 5-yard line, it gives you a little bit more breathing room, so look for some sort of play action. We know this passing game is high potent, so. And
they definitely have Hanley shaded over to what would be his right, the left side of the offense.
Takes a snap, he's going to follow him off the left-hand side. This time it's Tomalonis, does spin off Tomalonis, and he gets to about the 15-yard line, so he's going to be about 4 yards short of the first down.
That was a good pickup, though. They could go something similar to this right now and see if they can get the rest of it.
It's kind of that awkward positioning, right, where it might be too far for a run, but it's certainly an option. It's a threat for a run for sure, but I guess you're kind of anticipating a quick slant or something here?
I don't know. I think I might just keep this ball in Tomalonis' hands and let him try to pass if he needs it, but otherwise run it if you can get it.
Maybe some RPO?
Yeah.
3rd and 4 from the 15-yard line. Tomalonis with Perzanowski to his right. 2 wideouts left, 1 far right, 1 slot left. Low snap, picks up hands ball for Perzanowski. He's got enough for the first down.
Yeah, he does.
He's still pushing the pile forward, close to about the 25.
At the initial hit, he would have been held short.
Yeah.
The initial hit probably keeps him about a yard short of that, but he just kept lowering and lowering and continued to move forward and gets it out to the 25.
3:14 to go in this third quarter, 13-10. Buckeyes ahead of the Jets. We had a quiet first quarter. It's been a relatively quiet third quarter, so if all things add up, we're aiming for
a big fourth.
We're looking right down the barrel of an explosive fourth quarter, but they do have a 1st and 10 at the 25. Before we get to that, Tomalonis shotgun set. Perzanowski to his left, 2 wideouts left, 1 slot left, 1 far right, 4-3 defense for the Buckeyes. Fakes the handoff to Perzanowski, looking to pass, and he's going to step up in the pocket and try to keep it himself. He gets to the 27, picks up just 2.
Jaron Layton there on the tackle.
Perzanowski picked up a nice block there for Tomalonis, and that's probably the reason he was able to get 2 yards. But great coverage there. Nice adjustment at halftime by the Buckeyes. And the big difference, as Joe said, was Hanley's kind of running that safety. He's shading that side that they've been picking on all night, and Hodgson's out there as well.
You can see it on that play, too, and you can watch it on our tape. We plan on having this up on YouTube. Our students from Big Media Plus, Tri-County, Madison Howlands over there filming right now. But Hanley started coming to the left side, or his left, to follow the quarterback, realized, no, I got to stay back over, and he went back over even though the quarterback had the run.
Well said. 2nd and 8 after the gain of 2. They hit the ball to Perzanowski in the backfield. He does well to get across the line of scrimmage. He still picks up 2 yards, so it's going to be 3rd and long. It feels like this defense is doing well. Great sportsmanship in there as well.
Seen that all night. Seen it all night.
Yeah. So again, it feels like this defense is doing well, but they're still giving up 2 to 3 yards a pop, which you'll take.
Especially this situation where
forcing a 3rd and 7. Yeah. But it's just a weird world where it feels like, wow, the defense won that. Oh, okay, they got 2 yards kind of thing. But, again, it's better than 4 to 5 yards a pop.
Feel like you could see a shot here, though. If they're content with punting this away, they might try to throw that left side again. We haven't seen in the second half yet.
3rd and 6 from their own 29. Perzanowski to the right of Tomalonis, takes the snap, fakes the handoff, looks past, looks right. He's got a man in action across midfield. He goes up for it. He catches it at the 45, and he goes out of bounds. He's finally taken down as Sean Alkire.
Well, that was the right play for Union Local. It's the first time they tried the right side, but they did not try the under where Alec Thompson was. They took advantage of the safety and Hanley being over on that far side, and that was a wide-open catch.
Across midfield at the Nelsonville-York 42-yard line where Union Local have a 1st and 10. It feels like both teams are just so evenly matched in this game, doesn't
absolutely. And, again, that's the play they need to make now. The Buckeyes got to be more honest here. You're not going to be able to shade him over that far if you want to not let that play happen again.
Personowski lines up to the right of Tomalonis, who takes the handoff after a low snap. But again, they hit him at the line of scrimmage. He fell forward for about 2 yards once again. Tomalonis doesn't look happy out there as he's walking over to the coaching staff.
He wants to throw the ball, I think.
He's saying
he wants to throw it.
Like, you saw what we just did on that third down. Let me throw the ball. Unleash the beast a little bit, but he's very demonstrative as he comes back out with a new play call after a gain of just 1 there. 2nd and 9 for the Jets with 40 seconds left in his third quarter. Still 13-10.
He sprint back to the huddle there, so he might get to throw the ball here. He might have heard what he wanted to hear.
He's a senior. You know, he's one of those guys you want to listen to, right? He is in shotgun set with Personowski to his left, 2 wideouts on each side. Fakes the handoff, looking pass. He's looking left the whole time. Throws it across the middle. He's got one-on-one coverage. He hits him on a slant. The 10, the 5, and he's going to take it to the house. We do have a flag on the play at the 46. It's in the area of a hold.
It is a
hold, so it's coming back now. Tomalonis hitting himself, hitting the helmet there. Obviously, it's not his fault. It's a hold.
But that was, again, a perfect type play for what Union Local's trying to do there. They know that they can pick apart the secondary of the Buckeyes. It's nothing against the Buckeyes. It's just how good Union Local is. Yeah. They know they have advantages out there. That's why you saw Tomalonis out there arguing with his coaches, saying, let me throw it. We have some advantages. Look at where we're at. And then it gets a penalty. So it's so difficult for the Jets and for that quarterback to make his argument, because here's what happened because of it.
Right. And so what do they come back with here? That's a 10-yard penalty at the line of scrimmage. So they're looking down at about 2nd and 20. If I'm them, why am I not going through the air more?
That's what he's arguing.
Yeah. I guess the only times your passing has been stopped is when you're kind of underthrowing it, right? With all due respect to the Nelsonville-York defense, they're not exactly causing these deflections and stuff.
And the thing is now the Buckeyes have been beat time and time again over the top. So they've got to make that adjustment, which means those unders that we saw in the first quarter are going to be open once again.
2nd and 19, trips left here. Tomalonis takes a snap, rolling around, looking to the left. Personowski picks up a nice block. This one, he just sails.
Yeah.
I think it bounced over the fence or to the fence.
Well, I think so. The Buckeye got a hand up underneath it that made him force because he was going to throw straight. The hand came up and he kind of had to lift it up, which sailed it.
It was right on cue, right?
I think Leighton got to him.
So I said they're not causing the deflections. Yeah. Leighton said, okay.
I don't think he got a deflection, but I think he got in the path of the pass, which forced the pass to go higher.
I'll count it.
Yep.
Makes it a 3rd and 19, to which if you've seen anything from this Union Local offense, you know they can pick this up in one play. As they just scored on, well, before the flag, it would have been about a 30-yard touchdown or so. Shotgun formation right on their negative side of midfield at the 49. Takes a snap, fakes the handoff, looking to pass, looking left. He's got pressure in the pocket. Leighton trying to catch him. He's just going to have to get rid of this, and he does. Very wisely throws it away.
Jaron and Caleb Leighton both chasing Tomalonis all the way out to the sideline. My goodness.
So it's going to be
that was self-preservation.
Yeah, I mean, that's the right call. You had Leighton. I'm
Jaron and Caleb.
I'm throwing that ball away at the first chance I get, too. So big penalty negates. It takes points off the board, which is the biggest no-no you can do.
Yep.
Take points off the board. And then it forces a 4th and 19 after 2 incomplete passes. Well, I guess, yeah, technically. So we're into the period here. We've got 8 seconds left. There's a chance this ends up being the last play. As Edmond goes back to receive the snap. I'm not sure he knows the ball was snapped.
Well, Thompson's back there, too, so they're just bringing a second one. But it's not going to matter.
No, he kicks us out of bounds around the 30. He's still running. I can't believe it went down that far. I mean, it's on the other side of the field.
They're going to do that
he's
whole
walk
back
it back, yeah.
You know that's got to be the official's favorite job, right? Favorite part of their calls is I just get to everything's on me. All the attention's on me.
It's silly, man. Come on. What are we doing out here?
You see this at every level, though. The official knew it went out at the 35. He ran all the way down to the 25, turned around and started walking back.
They're making it up on the spot, right? So there's 3 seconds left on the play clock. Nelsonville-York has it 1st and 10 at their own 36. Nursing a 3-point lead over the Union Local Jets. More of the same for Nelsonville-York?
I think we run this ball up the middle for Gautier.
They are in there in that I set. Cunningham will be the lead blocker. They run a play action off a counter. He's going to air this out on a back route. It's nearly intercepted. It will go down incomplete as Edmond had. Was that Edmond?
Edmond went up for it and went through his hands into the backside where I think Saunders was there. Saunders thought he was going to make the catch and didn't really make an effort to slide over, waiting for the tackle, and he could have had a pick.
But that is the end of the third quarter here from Boston Field. 13-10 is your score. The Buckeyes ahead of the Jets. We've got fourth quarter action coming up here on the other side of the break on your game of the week on 103.9 FM WAIS.
What's one of the worst feelings you can get? The one that hits you in the pit of your stomach. You can't find your keys. I have a solution. Announcing the new location of Athens Automotive Keys at 528 Richland Avenue in Athens. Dan and Gloria can take care of lost keys, transponder keys and programming, key duplication for house or business, and they now provide locksmith service. Athens Automotive Keys is open Monday through Friday, noon till 5:30 at 528 Richland Avenue, Athens. Call 740-590-6843.
In Nelsonville, Fred Wolf Automotive is your local solution to your automotive needs. Whether it's your first car or your last, they are here to help. People always ask, who is Fred Wolf? He was their great-great-grandpa who had a car dealership in Nelsonville in the 1950s. They thought it was fitting to bring his name and some of his entrepreneurial spirit back to life. The inventory is constantly changing, so if they do not have what you are looking for, please give them a call. Local people who love to help local people. Fred Wolf Automotive, located at 1273 Chestnut Street in Nelsonville, 614-309-1756.
The high school game of the week on 770 WAIS, 103.9 FM, and WAISAMradio.com.
Second and 10 here for the Buckeyes. Edmond takes a snap out of the trip strike. Cunningham picks up a block on the outside. He's trying to extend it even more. He gets away from one guy but can't get away from the second. He goes down at the 31. He's going to lose about 5 yards on that play.
That was all Saunders. Saunders set the entire play up. He forced him back, and he wasn't able to get anything out of that. When he got to the edge, he almost escaped, but not enough, and it goes as that loss.
3rd and 15 is what Buckeyes are looking at now in a tough situation. The last two drives we've had for Nelsonville-York have kind of been going in the wrong direction. Penalties and then just great plays on the defensive side. My money says Landon Inman gets away from that more times than not, but it took a committee to take him down in the backfield. They did. Sullivan comes back out with with Cunningham to his right. Sullivan takes a snap, looking to pass, looks right, looks left, going to throw it out to a guy who's not even looking for the ball. And then we'll go down incomplete. In coverage there was Dre Saunders and threw that toward Landon Inman, who I don't think ever saw the ball.
No, and I think there may have been a little miscommunication on the type of route because he was running kind of an out and in. And the ball was out and out.
And really, Sullivan put that where it should be. I don't know what the route.
That's what I'm saying. There was something wrong with whatever the play call was to whatever the route was.
But either he underthrew it or there was, like Joe said, a miscommunication there. But if only Inman knew it was there, it was wide open if he could have went and caught it.
He probably could have peeled back. Now he's got to hustle all the way back and then punt this thing away.
His last two kicks have been phenomenal. 4th and 15 at their own 31. They sent a little bit of pressure. They don't want to block it.
You didn't know he blocked it, but he blocked it.
As cold as it is, there's no way he didn't feel that on his arm. And that's Brody Personowski. We've said many times he's a phenomenal senior.
Personowski,
he's a sophomore.
He was being held up in his block, and it kind of turned his body, and it kind of went up his arm and off his shoulder and out. And he was looking around like, oh, I got it. But he didn't block it, reach up and do anything. He was held up in a block and it just hit him.
And it wasn't one of your typical block, scoop, and scores either.
No.
It still took a Nelsonville-York roll out just short of midfield to the 46. So could have been a lot worse.
It's almost a turnover on downs, really.
Yeah. And hindsight says we could have just went for it, but nonetheless, 1st and 10 at the Nelsonville-York 46. Just 11 minutes left in this contest here as we are in the fourth quarter. Tomalonis in the shotgun set. Personowski to his right. Man does everything. The super sophomore. He's going to lead block for Tomalonis here. Gets to the 45. He's hit.
Yeah, and got him low. He's going to pick him low. Jaron Layton up top. Caden McWilliams. Good just gang tackling there.
You're going to give him a full yard on that. And really, that's a win by the defense because he had a lot of room and a lot of blockers in front of him. So it will be 2nd and 9 here for Union Local. At some point, we're going to see the ball go through the air a lot more for Union Local, right?
Yeah, I think so, and I think it's going to happen probably sooner rather than later because they got to get on top of the scoreboard and then be able to run the ball. If they're going to have to throw from behind, I'm not sure they're going to be as equipped with that if things start piling up. You're going to look at 2nd and 3rd and longs.
2nd and 9 here. Tomalonis shotgun formation. Personowski to his right, who will hand the ball off. Cuts back up in A-gap, 40-yard line, goes down about the 38, so he appears to be about 2 yards short of the first down, but a nice pickup there for Personowski.
Yeah, you can see the Buckeyes thought that was probably going to be a play action or a straight pass as it was because their line kind of split off to maybe contain quarterback, and they gave it to the back up the middle.
So you got 3rd and 2 here. Your entire playbook is open. But I imagine we're going to see either – they love to run Tomalonis behind Perzanowski, so that's probably play A. Play B is probably just QB read or hand the ball. They've never been running a lot of reads. I'll hand the ball off or just keep it himself. But you don't see a lot of QB reads, which this seems like a personnel that I would love to run a QB read on. 3rd and 2, they hand the ball off to Perzanowski. Dances in the backfield, tries to get to the outside. He's got pursuit the 40-yard line, and he's able to get away from 2 defenders.
Depends on where he stepped out. It's going to be short.
The initial spot shows, he marched back. So he's going to be about a yard short. The far official closest to the chains showed him about a yard ahead, but he marched back twice, or 2 yards. So, I mean, that's right in front of us. It's 4th and 1.
Yeah, which, they're going for it here. 4th down, 1 yard to go. They're not as line them up and just shove it down your throat type of team here, but you got to figure that they're still going to keep it on the ground and try to out-juke the defense.
Yeah, if I'm them on this, because they've not run the ball under center one time. They faked it to try to get Nelsonville-York to jump offside, and here they have shotgun formation. I'm just going to keep him back. It's offset pistol now. I'm just going to let him follow Perzanowski. They're going to hand the ball off here to the left-hand side. He's got enough for the first down. It's at the 30-yard line. Take it down at the 28 is Peyton Cosby.
And first time I've seen the Buckeyes not wrap up in their tackles in their initial hits. 2 initial hits just were glancing blows that weren't even – he wasn't doing anything special to do that. They just didn't wrap.
Yeah, this Nelsonville-York defense isn't known for arm tackling, but they did on that play, and potentially the biggest play of the night so far. He's inside the 30-yard line at the 29 with 9 minutes to go in the contest. Nelsonville-York 13, Union Local 10.
And we know Union Local can kick the field goal, so if they get in range, we could be looking at a potential tie.
And they want more. 1st and 10, Perzanowski lines up to the right of Tomalonis. They send a man in motion is Hess. Takes the snap, hands the ball off on a counter to Perzanowski. Jumps out the line of scrimmage and got down to maybe the 26-yard line for a pickup of 3.
It's such a different style in the way they run the ball and the way they pass the ball. The passing game is more dynamic. They go underneath, they go long. The running game is super, super patient, shifty at times, but not something that's like explosive as much.
I'm looking at this defensive front here, the Laytons, the Odenthals, the McWilliams. I'm looking – I don't see any signs of fatigue, but I'm also not seeing, games on the line, I want to see these guys fired up, chomping at the bit. And maybe they're just calm and reserved. I don't know. But 2nd and 7, I just look for little signs of fatigue, and neither side really showing any yet. 8 minutes to go in this game, still 3-point lead for Nelsonville-York. Tomalonis pump fakes left-hand side. It's double covered. Action. He steps up in the pocket to avoid pressure. He's going to keep it himself off the right side. Jukes makes a guy miss, gets enough for the first down, and goes out of bounds around the 17.
That was a broken ankle play on Landon Inman. That is saying a lot.
Yeah. I mean, he just did one little stutter step on the inside and then quickly went back outside, and Inman just fell. He had no choice.
That's what I'm saying. You don't see someone be able to break down Landon Inman that well. Inman's such a great athlete. That just shows you how good that athlete is for the quarterback side of things for the Jets.
It almost seems like the game is going in slow motion at times for Isaiah Tomalonis. And, again, I say that never having seen this kid before tonight, but I like what I'm seeing. And I don't understand why they're not doing more of this, because it could be such a high-power offense. Now, I do know that Brody Perzanowski is an effective piece back there as well. 1st and 10 at the 17 to hand the ball off. Who cuts back up on the left-hand side. I think that's Hess.
He's trying to run him down to the outside.
No, it's Perzanowski. I thought I saw 22. Maybe he was in the backfield. But he's going to pick up about 5 on that.
So they are already right now in field goal position and a chance to tie this if they need to. But they're showing no signs of slowing down of trying to get into that end zone.
So they're probably going to be running the clock down here, which they've been doing a lot of the night, but now more than ever. But the dangerous thing about that is, even if you score and you take off as much time, that's when you're still looking at 4.5 to 5 minutes. That's plenty of time. Yep. And then you're almost looking at shooting yourself in the foot by not leaving yourself more time. Just some of the thoughts here as they shift back into this offset pistol. 2nd and 5 at the 12-yard line. Takes the snap, fakes the handoff, runs a pitch out to the right-hand side. That's a fumble, and I think he fell back on it. But, man, avoiding controversy is they line up in this flat back shotgun formation. They've been dropping, I think it's Hess back into an offset pistol, and they fake the handoff to Perzanowski, and he pitches it behind Hess a little bit. And for all intents and purposes, it should have been a catch, but he just dropped it.
It's the first time they've actually run the pitch out of that. Every time it's been kind of a read where they have not pitched it. This time they pitch it. I think that's going to be the last time they pitch it.
Yeah, I think you might be right. That might have been Schumacher as well instead of Hess.
I had number 10, Sean Alkire, actually.
Well, third time's the charm. They come back out 3rd and 9 at the 16 here. Shotgun formation. Personowski to the left of Tomalonis. Takes the snap, rolling around the pass. Tomalonis, he's got pressure in the pocket. He's got pressure on the backside now. He shoves him away. Leighton gets knocked down in the backfield. Crowd looking for a flag as he gets the ball away, and it's caught. He's still inside at the 5-yard line.
What a play.
I don't believe. I thought he was throwing that ball away, but he somehow completed the pass.
He's on the sideline right in front of his own coaching staff and sidearmed that thing and just on a laser rope for a first down. What a great job by that quarterback to keep that play alive, avoiding Katie McWilliams at times, avoiding other players, and then firing it downfield in for the completion of 1st and goal at the 5 now. Wow.
I've never seen anybody have this much success against this Nelsonville-York defensive line, and that's all credit to the Buckeyes, but they're just able to get away so easily. 1st and goal from the 5. Shotgun set. Tomalonis is going to follow Personowski to the right-hand side. He's inside the 5. And I think he's in the end zone. Touchdown, Jets. With 6:03 left in the game, the Jets take a 16-13 lead pending this PAT. We do have a couple players down, one on each side. But what an explosive couple of plays that really changed the tide of this contest. With 2 injuries, we're going to take an injury timeout here. 16-13 is your score. 6:03 left in this game. Nelsonville-York will hang with us here. Okay, we are going to go and take that break here in your game of the week on 103.9 FM WAIS.
That man. Call the man. Call the man. Just call the man. Just call the man. And you better call that man. Call the man. We'll call the man. Call the man. Why didn't you call the man? I should have called the man like you said.
Call Coach's Appliance Heating and Air to take care of your appliances along with your heating and cooling needs. Call or text Nick today at 740-594-1865. That's 740-594-1865. A family-owned business since 1986. Coach's Appliance Heating and Air.
In Nelsonville, Fred Wolf Automotive is your local solution to your automotive needs. Whether it's your first car or your last, they are here to help. People always ask, who is Fred Wolf? He was their great-great-grandpa who had a car dealership in Nelsonville in the 1950s. They thought it was fitting to bring his name and some of his entrepreneurial spirit back to life. The inventory is constantly changing, so if they do not have what you are looking for, please give them a call. Local people who love to help local people. Fred Wolf Automotive, located at 1273 Chestnut Street in Nelsonville, 614-309-1756.
Discover your future at Tri-County Career Center, where students earn industry-recognized credentials in fields like nursing, HVAC, networking, and welding. Dive into a learning experience that equips you with the job-focused skills needed to succeed in the workforce, the military, or college. Whether you're eyeing our 2-year programs or adult courses, you too can boost your earning potential. Take the first step today. Call 800-637-6508 or visit us at tricountyhightech.com. Tri-County proudly supports all student athletes.
Tax season's greetings from your friends at H&R Block. Whether you choose to file virtually, in person, or via drop-off, let's make it a season worth celebrating. File your way with H&R Block and get upfront, transparent pricing, expert help at every step, and a max refund guarantee that means you'll ring in the season by getting every dollar you deserve. All tax situations are different. Not everyone gets a refund. Limitations apply. See hrblock.com/guarantees.
H&R Block at 507 Richland Avenue in the old Morrison School Building in Athens. 740-589-5403.
Nothing really ever stays the same. Things get better or they get worse. Things grow or they get smaller. Communities are no exception. The life of a community is determined by the activities of the people who live there. What we do today will decide the future. Shop locally whenever you can. First National Bank. Together we grow. Member FDIC. Online at first-national.com.
The high school game of the week on 770 WAIS, 103.9 FM, and WAISAMradio.com.
Welcome back to Boston Field here. While you're away, they did get the players off the field, and the PAT was up and good. 17-13 is the score. 6:03 left in this contest. Nelsonville-York receiving this left to right. It's Inman who picks it up at the 5-yard line, gets by a couple would-be tacklers, and he's out across the 30-yard line, taking down about the 32. 5:55 left in this game, Joe, and you feel like this might be do or die here.
Yeah, it really is. This is where Nelsonville-York, we talked about it in the pregame show, that they were going to be challenged mentally because physically, athletically, they can match up with a lot of teams. Mentally is where it's going to change in the playoffs, where you've got to bring your best mentality. You've got to play your smartest ball. You got to do the things that are not going to hurt you here. So under 6 minutes to play in this game, down by 4, you cannot have penalties. You've got to chew up the first downs. You've got to be moving forward the entire drive.
And, we talked to Coach Richards on Wednesday, who said going into that final drive, he knew that was going to be the last drive of the game. Yep. I'm taking that same mindset here. 5:55 to go. You milk that clock down. Obviously, you got to get across midfield and kind of play how things are from there.
And I want to see I form and twist bone. That's what I want to see.
They are in that I formation here, and Gautier's going to receive a handoff. Follows Cunningham off to the C gap. He cuts back up at the 35. So he's only going to pick up about 3 there, but that's enough to get the clock rolling and get you going. Obviously, if you pick up 3 yards a pop, you've got enough for the first down.
Absolutely.
So, milk this clock down a little bit, see where you're at when you get across midfield, but obviously you can't take too much time off.
No,
right?
Again, you can't play those games in the playoffs. It's win or go home, so you've got to get the lead as soon as you can get the lead and allow the other parts of your defense, your special teams to do what they do.
2nd and 7 from their own 35. I formation once again. Cunningham Gautier in the backfield. Sullivan takes the snap. Hands the ball to Gautier. B gap left side. He's hit at the line of scrimmage for no gain.
Well, he had it too. If that hole would have been open just a little wider, he could have got to that edge and he would have had the first down for sure. But a good job by that defensive lineman to keep it closed, reach out and hold on to him, bring him down for that short.
Big play here. 3rd and 7. Inman's over here talking to Coach Richards. Brings the play in. But Sullivan's still under center as of now. Maybe they shift back to that twist bone, or they're just going to go wishbone. Okay, never mind. Thompson goes out to the left-hand side. Now, if I had seen it was him, I would have known it's not going wishbone because he doesn't run it out of that. I formation, Cunningham, Gautier, play action, got a guy wide open on the left-hand side. He's going to pick it off and take it to the house. And that's going to be a pick 6 for Billy Schumacher. And I said he was wide open, but the ball just floated too much on Sullivan. And again, he's left hash, throws that to the right sideline. So that's about a 40-yard throw, I'd say. And the ball just sailed on him. And Schumacher had, 5 to 6 seconds to get in front of that ball?
Yeah, and you could see it coming. As soon as Sullivan started to load up, you could see that it was going to come short, and it was going to give all the time in the world for Schumacher to get in front of that. That was shown a mile away. You could see it coming a mile away. That was a pick 6. And unfortunately, that could seal it for Nelsonville-York tonight.
Yeah, 23-13 here, pending this PAT, which they've been nothing but perfect on thus far. Bowling in to kick this one, and it's, of course, blocked right on cue. So it is still just a 10-point game. 23-13, Union Local ahead of Nelsonville-York. 4:30 to go in this contest. We're going to take a quick break here on your Game of the Week on 103.9 FM WAIS.
The hottest tip of the season is about to drop. Are you ready for it? I don't think you're ready. Okay. Here it is. When you order in the McDonald's app, you can get exclusive offers. Just listen to these deals. Get 2 tasty sausage burritos for $3 or free medium fries when you spend $1. You heard it here first. Skip the lines and save money. Win-win. New hot deals are dropping in the app all the time, and we're about to turn up the heat. Ba-da-ba-ba-ba. Offer valid 10/28/24 through 11/17/24. Participating McDonald's. Valid once a day. Must opt into rewards. Valid when product served.
Rutland Bottled Gas has propane for almost every need. Home, farm, industry, greenhouse, lodges, and cabin rentals. They sell and install heaters made by Buck Stove, Empire Comfort Systems, and Heat Star. Ranges by Crosley and grills by Weber. Rutland's specialty is installing and setting up propane systems that make your world more comfortable. 2 offices to serve you. The Plains at 177 North Plains Road and in Rutland at 282 Main Street. Stop by, call, or visit them at rutlandbottlegas.com for more information. Rutland Bottled Gas since 1947. 740-797-4675. The high school game of the week on 770 WAIS, 103.9 FM, and WAISAMradio.com.
Nelsonville-York will recover a squib kick down the left-hand side at the 37, as it looks like it might have been Noah Logie.
Yeah. Now, here at 4:28 left, you're down by 10. It's not that you're out of the game by any means in terms of how this game is played, how the game of football is played, but how Nelsonville-York plays the football game is a little bit different. They're not a quick scoring offense. They have the ability. They've done it before, but it's almost like when you don't need it is when they're able to do it. They need it now. Can they do it now?
And Inman comes in here in the shotgun formation with Cunningham to his right. Takes the snap. He's going to follow him off the right-hand side. Cuts up A-gap. He's across midfield. He gets by a couple guys, and he's taken down at the 48 of Union Local. You know, he's obviously that X factor who can really turn things quickly. As he just picked up about 15 to 16.
Yeah, the Buckeyes got to go here. They have to be ready to roll. Their next plays have to be ready to go. They can't give the defense any time to settle. This is a 2-minute offense right now.
They come back out Sullivan in a pistol formation. Gautier in behind him. 1st and 10 across midfield at the 47. Quick slant. It is complete. There's a hook and ladder. He pitches out to Gautier on the left-hand side. They're not fooled as his legs are taken out from him at the 40-yard line.
Yeah, you want a big play out of that, but it still got him out to the sideline to a manageable there.
Yeah, I think Gautier is slow to get up there.
Yeah, he was Walker Stone over there trying to help him up, too. So Gautier, I think, is still down. He is, and the athletic training staff's getting out of there to try and help him out. But good hustle across the field to go get their injured player.
Yeah, so we're going to take that injury timeout with 4 minutes left in this contest. 23-13, Union Local ahead of Nelsonville-York. More fourth quarter action coming up here on your Game of the Week on 103.9 FM WAIS.
If you're looking for a quality pre-owned vehicle, come to Tink's Auto Trading Post, located on State Route 13, just off of Route 33 and Columbus Road in Athens. With over 30 years of experience, you can trust that you will get a great deal at a great price. We also offer routine maintenance on your cars, such as brakes, oil changes, and tires. Tink's Auto Trading Post, where less overhead means less markup. Remember to think Tink for your next great car deal. Tink's Auto Trading Post, 740-594-8465, or visit us on the web at tinksautotradingpost.com.
The high school game of the week on 770 WAIS, 103.9 FM, and WAISAMradio.com.
He gets up and he walks off on his own pretty well, so hopefully we will see more of that young man tonight as Alec Thompson taps him on the head. After that gain of 7, makes it 2nd and 3 down to the 40-yard line. Sullivan takes the snap, rolling now. He's got pressure on the backside. I'm not sure he knows it. He does step up to avoid it, but he can't get away from the other pressure, and it's going to go down as a sack because we've got some pushing and shoving come in here, and I think Nelsonville-York's definitely going to get hit with a penalty here. We might have offsetting.
If I say this is either offsetting or it's going to go against the Jets because they always catch the second guy, right? The retaliation was the more egregious.
I agree with that. I think that it will end up going both ways, but it was Caleb Rexford who came in and shoved one Jet player first. I know he was standing right over top of Sullivan, but for what we saw, I didn't see anything dirty or anything, but he took offense to something that happened, and the official came in right there. He was watching the whole thing. So I just don't see how Rexford doesn't get hit, but there was some shoving on Union local side as well, so it's probably offsetting. But situations like this, I hate it if the defense gets penalized. For all intents and purposes, yes, they're guilty, but if you're going to hit my guy, I'm defending him.
But
That's
they
my
always
mindset.
catch it, right?
Yeah. So unsportsmanlike conduct against Nelsonville-York. Yep, so it's going to be offsetting. So if you're Nelsonville-York, you're fortunate to have gotten away with that.
Yeah, absolutely. And again, we talked about it. In the playoffs, the mentality game has to take forward. It has to be you're playing your smartest football. You're playing your best football that is within the confines of what you do, and you can't let those extracurriculars. It's such a difficult thing to do in such an emotional sport.
Yeah, it absolutely is. I initially called Caleb Rexford, but I'm pretty sure the officials there called Caleb Morris. So, not sure. 3rd and 9 here. Sullivan takes a snap. There's a quick pass to the outside. It is completed at the 44-yard line to Alec Thompson. But he's going to be well short. That's one of those set-up 3rd down plays to try to make a 4th down more manageable. But unfortunately, that gain of 3 only makes it a 4th and 6. So this is it. I mean, the game's over if you don't convert this. I mean, you're already staring uphill. 3:23 to go. You're down by 10 if you're Nelsonville-York. You have to convert this 1st down.
Yeah, this is
4th down to have a hope here. You don't convert this, you have really no chance here. Sullivan still shotgun. Cunningham to his right. In this slot left. Takes the snap, looking to pass. He's got a quick slant across the middle. It's complete. Is Alec Thompson. He's at the 35. He needed 6, and he got about 9 to 10. So
that was a great play because everything was lining up as though they were going to try and throw something short to Walker Stone. The whole defense saw it too. They were shading that way, and then Thompson from the slot just kind of cuts right up the middle, up the seam. They hit him for the 1st.
And I think part of it is the defense is playing such soft coverage now to make sure they don't get beat deep, because a touchdown while taking off 2 minutes on this clock is just as detrimental as not scoring almost. Sullivan still in here. Cunningham to his left, trips left, takes a snap, rolling around to the left. He's got pressure on the backside. He's able to get rid of the ball in the triple coverage, but it is completed.
Yeah, again, they're working that slant with Thompson, which I love it. Anytime you're going for Thompson, even in triple coverage, I think it's a good play.
They will pick up 11 on that. We'll move the chains as a 1st down.
Now, if you have Thompson in the slot, if you get an up and out here, you might catch him.
Well, yeah, get this double action, fake the quick slant, and then get him over top. They do roll around to the right on the first inning. He's got him in the slot. Completed again at the 15-yard line is Alec Thompson.
Yep.
He's got the last 3 catches for Nelsonville-York. But still 2.5 to go in this contest. Still down by 10. Buckeyes have to find a way to put some points on the board to get back in this game at the 16-yard line where they'll have it 2nd and 3. It's too much time coming off the clock here,
Yeah,
Joe.
they got to be in the 2-minute drill. They have to be. They should have been in the 4-minute drill at 2 minutes. You know what I mean?
Sullivan in shotgun set. Cunningham to his right. Trips right. One-on-one coverage at the top here. He's got pressure on the backside. He's unable to get away. He's going to go down at the 28-yard line.
Lack of awareness in that spot. He didn't see the weak side coming, and also his left tackle just got beat on that one.
Yeah, they choose not to call a timeout here, so we're down to just 2 minutes left, and it's still down by 10 as Nelsonville-York still taking too much time off the clock here.
Now you might see they're going to put Thompson on that left side, which will let him see the offside, see if they go to him. They did on that left wing
they
to
throw quickly
Stone.
up to Walker Stone. Is it the 20-yard line as he goes down? But he's well short of the first down, so it's going to be 4th and, 7?
Yeah, once again, play for the season now. Buckeyes have to convert this to keep it alive. Thompson goes back to the right side in that slot. Let's see if they go for that out.
I think he should have called a timeout there to figure something out here. 4th and 7, they snap the ball, look to pass left to right-hand side. It's going to go incomplete to Inman. Looked like he kind of tripped up a little bit, so that's going to be a turnover on down, and for all intents and purposes, that should be the end of the game.
Yeah, that's it for Nelsonville-York on that one. And again, just they had to rely on something that's not their strong suit on the last drive, and that's what put them in such a detrimental position. If they could have gotten something of momentum going where they could get the time to run the ball, get to the edge and run the ball, then maybe they've still got a shot, go for the onside, get the ball back, that sort of thing. But nonetheless, the Buckeye season very likely with 1:22 left and down by 10 will come to a close here on Boston Field. A great season they've had, but not the way they wanted it to end.
Just a couple of big plays here in the fourth quarter that really decided this game, and that's all credit to Union Local.
Yeah, Union Local won this game for sure. They took it, and they're going to call timeout just to make sure that they have everything in order on what they need to do, kneeling the ball or whatever they're going to be doing to get that clock going.
Yeah, we're going to take that quick break here, too, as well. 1:22 to go, 23-13 is the score. Union Local over Nelsonville-York. Going to take a quick break. Fourth quarter coming up here on the other side of your game of the week on 103.9 FM WAIS.
Since 1926, Athens Insurance Services has focused on doing one thing and doing it well, providing peace of mind through affordable, comprehensive insurance protection. Whether you're looking for car insurance for your new teenage driver, home insurance for your first home, protection for your business, or life insurance, they've got you covered. Representing Central Insurance Company, count on Andrew, Mike, Kendra, Hannah, Chelsea, and Brent. Athens Insurance Services at 375 Richland Avenue. Call 740-593-6639.
I'm Dr. Amy Maggard, and I'm a pediatrician at Holzer in Athens. Choosing to practice here meant coming home for me, and I'm able to give back to the community that I love. When it comes to local health care, think Holzer first.
I'm Dr. Aaron Ramsey, and I've been a chiropractor here at Holzer Athens for 20 years. I love this community and its people. It's why I choose to work and raise my family here. It's all about community, and that's why I think Holzer first.
The high school game of the week on 770 WAIS, 103.9 FM, and WAISAMradio.com.
Have a 10-point lead with just 1:16 to go. Nelsonville is going to call a timeout, but not before they pick up 8 in favor of Brody Perzanowski on first down. So, for whatever it's worth, you call your first timeout on first down. If you're facing a 2nd and 2, you give up a first down, it's essentially over. But I mean, it feels like you're delaying the inevitable, right?
Yeah, that's all it really is here. But it's also like you don't want to just throw in the towel either. Like anything can happen. It's still football. It's still a game. You know, you could have a fumble. You could have something, and then if you didn't save this time, now you don't have that much time for an onside kick. So it's a smart thing to do. You're going to play it out the way it needs to be played out. But you know, you're talking about those win probabilities. What are you at, like 98.5 right now?
I might say 99.
You see what I'm saying? But you still got to play it out.
Sure. No, I'm with you. I mean, these guys run shotgun snaps all the time. They've not run one under center, so it just takes one snap to go over the head. So Tom Malone is in shotgun formation. Perzanowski to his right. Probably going to see some more of the ground game here, but again, the first down essentially ends the game. They do keep milking the play clock, even though the game clock's not moving. Zanowski will run this ball, and there's a flag on the play. He did pick up the first down preliminary. Everything we're seeing so far, we don't have any score updates for you, but last I saw was Athens was up 21-8, I believe it was, with 8 minutes to go in the contest, and then Trimble, I think, was up too. So we'll try to get some scores for you here in our post-game show. Coming up in about 72 seconds of game time as we wait to see what the call is here. They're going to march. Okay, they're picking up the flag, so no flag on the play. So that is a first down. Nelsonville-York cannot stop the clock enough times. I think they have 2 timeouts, a minimum of 1, but no more than 2. Yeah, kind of the way you don't expect it in this game, and all credit to Union Local in this game. They're going to call timeout, but we're going to stick this one out. Union Local just seemed to be more prepared, especially in the second half in the crunch time. That's a very good football team.
Well, I just think the real big difference was Nelsonville-York faced the best offense they faced all season here tonight with the way they moved that ball. They passed the ball better than any team that they faced all season. It was very similar early on to what we saw out of Meigs when they came here in terms of what they were trying to do. But this team was able to do it. You know what I mean? You talk a lot about Meigs' offense and their quarterback having the right play design, having the right receivers for it, but the passes weren't quite where they needed to be. Not a factor here tonight with Tom Malonis, because he was absolutely on point, accurate all night long. The one pass really wasn't on him that went for an interception, in my opinion. I think the receiver was a little late coming out of the break. That was really the only issue that we had.
Yeah, so definitely, it's hard to say that this offense has more big play potential than Athens, but
I'm talking about the style of play, right?
The balance, right?
Yeah.
I think that's what you're saying. They've definitely kept the Nelsonville-York defense guessing more than any other team has this season. Now they're in victory formation, and they're set to kneel things down. Nelsonville-York can only stop the clock one more time, but you know we've seen teams try to pass against Nelsonville-York, and it just never really accumulated anything. But Union Local came out with a good. I think their first 2 plays of the game were passing plays. We didn't see Personowski run the ball until the 3rd play of the game. And it just kept his defense guessing all night.
And all that being said, Nelsonville-York's defense still played well tonight. Absolutely. In terms of only giving up the 23 points. This offensively, they weren't able to match. That's the biggest thing.
It's hard to look at a score and say, "Wow, you let up 23 points. You guys did really well."
They
but
did.
I completely agree with you on that. And they're just going to need this one out one more time. So your final score here from Boston Field: Union Local 23, Nelsonville-York 13. This will be the end of the Buckeye season, and certainly not the way any of these guys wanted to go out. But we're going to talk about that a little bit more on the other side of this break here on 103.9 FM WAIS.
Rutland Bottled Gas has propane for almost every need. Home, farm, industry, greenhouse, lodges, and cabin rentals. They sell and install heaters made by Buck Stove, Empire Comfort Systems, and Heat Star. Ranges by Crosley and grills by Weber. Rutland's specialty is installing and setting up propane systems that make your world more comfortable. 2 offices to serve you. The Plains at 177 North Plains Road and in Rutland at 282 Main Street. Stop by, call, or visit them at rutlandbottlegas.com for more information. Rutland Bottled Gas since 1947. 740-797-4675. What's one of the worst feelings you can get? The one that hits you in the pit of your stomach. You can't find your keys. I have a solution. Announcing the new location of Athens Automotive Keys at 528 Richland Avenue in Athens. Dan and Gloria can take care of lost keys, transponder keys and programming, key duplication for house or business, and they now provide locksmith service. Athens Automotive Keys is open Monday through Friday, noon till 5:30 at 528 Richland Avenue, Athens. Call 740-590-6843. The high school game of the week on 770 WAIS, 103.9 FM, and WAISAMradio.com.
Welcome to the postgame show here from legendary Boston Field as the Buckeye season comes to an end. 23-13 under Union Local Jets, and a game that was up and down. It felt like the first half was fairly balanced, but Nelsonville-York had a lead. Third quarter felt balanced as well. I think Nelsonville-York still had the lead, but the explosive fourth quarter, all the I can't remember what word I'm looking for, but the big plays went in favor of Union Local.
It really did, and it was still within grasp. It was that final pick 6 is what kind of sealed the deal there. Yeah. But before that, the game was in a play where it could go to either direction. But first off, congratulations to Union Local, but I want to focus on the Nelsonville-York Buckeyes as a great season. They end up 8-3 here, but they had a tremendous year. They accomplished their main goal of resetting expectations. They put people on notice that, hey, that they can still be the top of the Tri-Valley Conference Ohio Division, and that you have to watch out for them in the playoffs. I don't know if it was. I don't feel like it was any kind of thing like, hey, we've already done our job. We don't. This game doesn't matter as much. I just felt like Union Local was that much better tonight.
Yeah, I completely agree with you. In the pregame, we talked about fear of there being a hangover. I certainly don't feel like that was the case. Union Local came in with, I wouldn't say chip on the shoulder, but they wanted to win. Not to say Nelsonville-York didn't.
They just executed better.
They had a really good game plan, and like you said, they executed. So all prop goes to them, but it's not a game to where, you know, it's a 6 versus 11 seed, which sounds like it's a big difference, but really it's not. They both came in 8-2. Again, the only 2 losses Union Local had were to undefeated teams. So,
and again, this team is putting up 40-plus points on teams all throughout the year, and they get 23 against Nelsonville-York.
Yeah.
Nelsonville-York's defense can play. They were absolutely still good here tonight. It's just the offensive side of things, which was a little bit of the bug for Nelsonville-York all season long. They had a few games in there also where they're getting points, but they were playing lesser defenses than what we saw here tonight against the Jets. That's where they fell short here tonight. But Nelsonville-York, to me, like, look, I know it's weird to say, they lost the game. To me, Nelsonville-York, and not that they ever went away, are back in terms of what you have to watch for them.
Well, so they're back in terms of what Nelsonville-York expects, for sure.
Yeah.
For the rest of the
Reset
area,
the
they
expectations.
were never gone. So
No.
you're spot on there. I'm just trying to clarify because I'll tell you, people in the Alexander community and stuff like that, like, they never went away.
No,
you know
but
what I mean?
again, losing to Vinton County and Athens last year, a lot of the local
They just
kind
weren't
went
playing-
to Athens being the favorite. They were the favorite this year.
Yeah.
Will they be next year now? You know, Nelsonville-York putting the stamp on. That's, again, what they were trying to accomplish, and I think they did so.
Yeah, they just weren't playing. The accolades weren't up to the Nelsonville-York
Exactly, to their standards.
100% right.
This is not a
by that.
rebuild team. This is a reload team, right? And now that expectation has been out there again, which we're going to talk about when we get a moment about the seniors graduating, and yet they are still going to reload for next year.
Yeah, well, what better time than now,
We
right?
can do that. So they have a number of seniors that are graduating, so we have to say goodbye to. We're just going to go down in numerical order on the list here. And Max McDonald, Landon Inman, Ryder Huddy Dolly, Colton Bookman, Jaron Layton, that's going to be a big loss there, Logan Meek, Caden Young, Carson Zoke, Caleb Rexford, Hunter Bentley, and Brennan Tomlin. And unfortunately, Tomlin didn't get to play his last couple games there. So this is a senior class, though. As we go down these names, there's a lot of names that we've called out during this season, right? But there's a ton of names on here that we have not called out that are all coming back next year. But before we get to that, Landon Inman is going to be the big miss for next year in terms of what you called him, you dubbed him the X Factor, and they're certainly going to miss that.
Absolutely. He's the guy that's just, you know, if we're being honest here, we haven't talked about it a lot, but he's the kind of, like, what could have been, you know?
Yeah.
And we'll leave it at that. It's not.
It's just a matter of, like, he can play. He has that. We do this all the time in sports. Where's your floor? Where's your ceiling?
Yeah.
He had a extremely high ceiling, but at times he had a very low floor as well. And you want to have a high floor, high ceiling, this sort of thing. And he just had that low floor as well. But it didn't matter because they had so many weapons around him for the Buckeyes that when he was going to give you that good, then you took it. If he gave you the bad, you took that too because you know the good's coming next.
I'd almost argue his ceiling was higher than, or his floor was higher than most people too. Like,
Sure.
even when he makes a big mistake, they would like the play
The
he
one
almost
he
lost 20
could have had
yards.
20 yards.
He still managed to make
Exactly.
it an incomplete play, but
Which last year, credit his growth. Last year, he takes that sack.
Yeah.
Last year, he falls on that play. He gets hit. He knocks down. He doesn't have the wherewithal, in my opinion, to get what he did this year on that play specifically. But big-time player this year. He was able to step in at quarterback role to actually throw more this year. Last year, it was kind of a gimmick play. This year was a play they were using on the regular.
Yeah.
So, and I loved the way he ran. His defense, I think, speaks for itself. He's one of the leading tackles on this team. He will be missed for this team for sure.
yeah, we see the team huddle has broke up there, and a lot of the seniors are lingering around. A lot of guys hugging. Like, I can see Logan Meek down there, of course. You know, it's a big moment. It's your last game you're ever going to play. You're happy your last game is on Boston Field to a certain degree, but I think you'd rather take a loss in Week 12 over a loss in Week 11, obviously.
Let's transition here a little bit to the good news for Nelsonville-York and what they have
plenty
coming
back.
My goodness, here's just some of the names, and we'll go through it here. Holden Hodson will be back. Alec Thompson, You're looking at Walker Stone, another year for him to develop. You get Austin Gauthier back again. Cam Sullivan, their sophomore quarterback, he's going to have to improve a lot in the offseason to get to that level that the Buckeyes need him to be, to not just manage a game for them, but to go out and win games for them. And he's going to work hard. We know that kid's going to work hard. And he's a hoss. He's a big kid. He's 6'2", 220, and he loves the game. He's going to work at it. So if you put where he advanced from last year to this year and you take that to the next level, him coming out as a junior could be absolutely dangerous for this area. Dakota Cunningham coming back again. I mean, so many of these players. Caleb Layton's going to be back for another season here. Grady Carlson, he was injured, but he'll be back for next year. Will Odenthal,
my guy,
your guy, is going to be back. Bean Martin, Noah Logie. This team has a ton of players coming back. So you talk about resetting expectations. They have now reset expectations to an even higher level for what next year. They got to this point. They got the league title back. They hosted a playoff game, but next year, the expectation is going to be winning a playoff game.
Yeah, I mean, for a majority of this offense comes back, the entire backfield comes back.
Yeah.
So, Nelsonville-York is going to come in. We're getting a little bit ahead of ourselves here. As the favorite to win the TVC Ohio.
Sure.
I want to see some development in the passing game, because if they can develop a passing game and a little bit of balance, even if they can get to 70-30, ideally you'd probably want to be 65-35. They'd be a real dangerous team.
And let's say, too, Sullivan was kind of tabbed to be the quarterback this year coming in, but we didn't know. Nelsonville-York didn't know for sure. Now there's no question. He's going to be the quarterback. Yeah. And so you get an entire offseason for Cameron Sullivan to link up with an Alec Thompson. You got to expect that this field, they're going to be in here throwing that ball around a lot during the offseason and getting used to each other even more so than what they did this year. They'll have that full offseason for that, and you've got all these other weapons coming in there, too. Nelsonville-York next year, I think, is going to be even more dangerous than what this season was.
Yeah, it's scary. Do you any idea if Sullivan plays basketball?
He plays basketball. He's a multi-sport athlete.
Okay.
Plays baseball, too, I believe. I don't know if he's in a track team or not, but he's a multi-sport athlete. He'll be looked for on that basketball court, too, to take a big step. He was playing some varsity time last year, significant minutes as a freshman. So just a great athlete and a hard worker.
Yeah, so the football guy in me says, it's kind of a shame he's playing other sports, because you can get him in some programs over the offseason. but of
Right.
course, let the kid go play all the other sports.
And I'm one of I used to be that way when I was a young coach. I used to be that, hey, let's specialize in the sport type guy. But as I got older, I realized how much of a benefit it is to play multiple sports.
Absolutely.
And how it changes your muscle flow, how it changes your recovery time, and how it lets you become a better athlete overall to whatever your special sport is. And I don't know what that is for Sullivan, but I know playing all the sports is just going to make him better at each one of them.
And more importantly, it keeps you off your couch, where you're
True,
going to sit there and get fat. So, nonetheless, you got anything else, Joe?
Well, I want to say, Andy, I don't know where we're at next week and what's going on with the rest of the teams and all that kind of stuff, but our 10th year may have been one of our best. It was an absolute blast to call games with you, as always. And we want to thank everybody back at the station, Tom, Mary, and Williams, for letting us do this. Colin Williams, who's been kind of our guy back at the station all season long, has had to put up with us. We apologize, Colin, but we love you.
He's happy the season's over, so he doesn't have to deal with us.
Not have to deal with us anymore. But what a great year again for us. We know that there's still football to be played out there. You said Athens and Trimble both won.
As far as I know, they both won.
So we may be still on the airways, but if this is it for us on this football season, just want to say thank you to everybody, and especially to you, Andy, for all your calls on a great season we had.
I couldn't agree more, Joe, and I assure you the pleasure was all mine. But everybody listening and everybody back home, we love you guys. We appreciate it. And stay tuned to our Facebook page. We have the Wild World of Sports coming up on Wednesday. We'll definitely let you know where we're going next week. Sports are not done yet. So we'll have it on our socials as well. That's WSEO-Sports. And stay tuned to the Wild World of Sports Wednesday at 6 o'clock on all of our platforms. But for the final time here from Boston Field, for Colin Williams back to the station, for Joe Higgins and myself, I'm Andy Huddle. As always, thanks for listening.
Tonight's high school football game on 770 WAIS and 103.9 FM was brought to you by Pidcock Glass, McFadden Insurance, Tinks Auto Trading Post, your local McDonald's, First National Bank, Little Italy Pizza in Nelsonville, Gloucester, New Straitsville, J&K Contracting, Fred Wolf Automotive, Athens Insurance Services, Athens Automotive Keys, Rutland Bottle Gas, Tri-County Career Center, H&R Block, Holzer Health System, and Coach's Appliance Heating and Air. Join us again next time for more exciting high school football action on 770 WAIS Bookville, Nelsonville, and 103.9 FM W280 FC Nelsonville.